disclaimer. We'll get on with it then. It's War Machine. I hadn't seen this map until, what, yesterday or a few days ago when Palmar sent it to me with a disclaimer that this map has not been beaten. But I don't think it's on the Caesar 3 Haven, and as soon as it goes there, any of the old gods can pick it up and defeat it. Before we take a proper look at the map, let's have a look at the spiel from Caesar himself. He says, "Salve, Governor. I am directing you to support my war effort by being the primary supplier of armor in the region. I understand such a task will prove difficult, so I'll allow you several years to build up before sending my quartermaster with the requisition order for you to fill. My scouts in the area report a sizable presence of Macedonian mercenaries under the flag of our enemy. I have no doubt they will seek to make trouble for you by attempting to intercept those weapon shipments. Due to this, all trade must be conducted via waterways. Once you've established yourself, my orders for armor will become your top priority, regardless of price fluctuations. Do I make myself clear? I will not have Rome's armies weakened so you can buy another statue or oracle. Sincerely, Caesar." He gives us some hints. The increase in demand for weapons is steady but steep. Prepare early. Lack of forum will require a bit of planning. Why no forums? What? This is the third Palmar map with no freaking forums on them. Okay, so we don't have access to wells. Not that I ever use wells, but there you go. All health. We do get oracles. Okay. I am playing with a save file, right? Save, War Machine. Okay. We do get oracles, but no large large temples rather. I'm still playing with God mode off, because I don't want to exploit any godly blessings, and I don't want any god slums, although that's not relevant with the oracles. I'm still keeping it off, though. We need Caesar's voice AI for this. I do wish Bane would make it more available so we could do that. He has it and makes it, but and he makes lines with it, but come on, free it for the people, Bane. Right, we have schools, academies, and libraries, but no native pacification hut, which is fine because there are no natives. We do not have all the entertainment buildings. What are we missing here? We're missing the hippodrome. The hippodrome and the chariot maker, but that does mean that we could make a civilian defense with lions, but we'll get to that in a moment. Oh, okay, not only is there no forum, there's no governor building either. Now, the governor building isn't relevant, but it's nice aesthetically. I mean, if you build a governor's palace, it's a huge waste of space because statues could do the same damn thing. No gardens. We get statues but no gardens, a very bizarre choice. There are some cases where gardens can help out in terms of walkers, but I don't use that very often. In fact, I don't think I ever use it. Troglu does, and it's very impressive the way he uses them. You know, I figured the Senate was a tougher challenge, but I actually changed my mind on that in the newer maps. This is one of the last of the series I made without the forum. There are a few, though, that Jake has not played yet in that series, though. What has Jake done to make you hurt him? That doesn't answer the question. See, I really like forums because it's an incentive to build up your housing. You build up better housing, you get more taxes out of them. With no forum, there is no incentive to build up your houses whatsoever. You might as well just have crummy casa and then only tax your patricians with the Senate. So then you make the best patricians, the crummy plebs, and I find it very stale. Of course, that changes if you're limited on your patricians. Let's say you're only limited to, I don't know, large villa or medium villa or, God forbid, small villa. Then, yeah, maybe you'd make a big grand insulae area for your Senate. But still, though, I don't like not having forums. It also means that most of your money is surely going to come from trade, which is far less involved to build up than the city itself. Right. So, no gardens. Weird, but that's what it is. We get walls, we get towers, we get prefects, forts, barracks. No military academy. So, Caesar assessed that the map is besieged. So, there are a lot of attacks coming in. We'll look at our available materials and then we'll start thinking about attacks. Very rich, actually. 3 types of food. Olives and vines and clay. The only thing we're missing is furniture, again. In terms of goods that our people demand. Pretty cool availability, actually. So it's okay, furniture and vegetables are the 2 things missing. But vegetables are of no importance since we have fruit and meat. We'll be able to buy up... Hang on, I can buy iron. I hope that doesn't mean I can't make my own iron. Same with buying marble. Pardon the hiccup there. We're able to sell a bollock ton of marble. And weapons and pottery. And none of the prices appear to have been maliciously tampered before the start of the map. Selling weapons is the obvious thing for the money. Selling marble, also quite obvious, but that means a lot of marble cutting. Where can we dig marble and iron? At the top of this hill, there's a very rich lot here for mining. Very, very rich. But is there anything that doesn't require us climbing these stairs? These rocks are not rocks, they're raised land, which is not mineable. That's a clay pit, Jake. Okay, ooh, well now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, we can mine the heck out of you and you. So we don't even need to climb up here to do a load of mining. Oh, crivens. This is unbelievably generous. I thought we'd have a very isolated and minimal amount of mining that we could do, but truth be told, there is a lot of mining possible. Even mining over here. Right. When it comes to trade, this is the only place that the ships could surely come and go. Well, actually, could be here, couldn't it? Ah, no, there's Flotsam, which tells me I let too much time pass, so I'm going to reload the map. There we go. Oh, the Flotsam's already there. Palmer must have let a bit of time pass when he had this going sneaky. Right. If all of our trade gets done here, we're going to need at least 2 docks. This one's a bad place because it blocks anything coming past here. There's a place here, here, and here for it. It being the dock. I can't ship bridge over here, but that might not be relevant. I might be able to just low bridge, because this is the entry point. Maybe they'll just go back from the entry point. So... I think I'll have dock, dock, and dock. Warehouses... here, here, and here. There's quite a lot of moving for our dock workers. I could make all of the warehouses here. That brings its own set of problems, but might not be that bad. Dock, dock, warehouse, 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 warehouse. Yeah, actually I think that works pretty well. Especially if I low bridge here. Alright, so our trade is going to be here. With trade manufacturing done here, hopefully. We have local wheat, so feeding the 7,500 people won't be difficult, I reckon. Lots of arable land. But let's deal with the elephant in the room, shall we? Well, it's Macedonians. Don't think they bring elephants. Where the heck do we get attacked from, and how savage are the attacks? This is a possible invasion point. All of this is a possible invasion point. That's very unlikely to be an invasion point. That's possible. This is unlikely. I don't think Palmar puts invasion points at the entry and exit point. It takes a very cruel map maker to do that. Okay. There is so much of this map that is potential invasion point that it severely limits how much we can build. Well, no, let's be generous. Palmar is surely not cruel enough to do the most horrific mapmaker sin of putting arable land and resources on an invasion point. There's only one mapmaker I know who's horrible enough to do that, and that's Marek. So let's assume this is free. This might not be free, though. I have no idea, and there's no real way of knowing, is there? So much mind reading, but you know me yet? Well, maybe not, but I have to make some assumptions, because if I assume that all these possible entry points are all attack routes, then that means I wouldn't build here whatsoever. Or here. Alright, let's make assumptions then. You're an invasion point. But then where am I going to build? Jesus, I have no idea. What I'm thinking about is building my population center and my army. I probably want heavy infantry. Maybe 3 lots of heavy infantry here-ish? Or even here? No, we have access to towers, don't we? Then why don't I have towers here and assume that this is locked off and my city can be behind it? This leaves me very uneasy. I'll tell you it's not cruel on the invasion points. Okay. Okay. I think I could tower up here quite well and have my army situated... Yeah, maybe even around here? Or here? Or do I have space for them around here? Yeah, actually I could just put them here. Have the towers there. I could build a reasonable amount of population here, although getting water over to there might be a little tricky. Yeah, 7,500 people is a lot of people. I think my patricians are going to go here, because there's easy access to wheat and fruit. Oh, getting a third food type over there would be a pain, though, and I would like 3 types of food. The prosperity requirement is 90, and I have only one senate and no forums. In that case... Wow, fishing opportunities are not the best, but I think my patricians would go here then, actually. Easy food access, easy fish access. My main problem with that is I'm using up a lot of arable land on just patricians, because I could fit a lot of plebs here. Yeah, I'd like to fit a lot of plebs here. Okay, I'm rescinding that idea. Patricians, maybe... all the way up here? Yeah, if I had a long line going along here... It's not good for them. Jeez. Okay, I take it back. This will be Patrician area. I will get the fish over there by 1 or 2 getting warehouses. Not the most efficient way, but patricians aren't very heavy on food consumption, so I think that'll be okay. How many tiny towns we making? The patricians will definitely be cut off from the rest. Okay, so this is going to be my main pleb area, I think. And since we do have access to local pottery, there's no big deal in making them into small insulae. Especially since I know I'm going to have a... Oh crap, there's no hippodrome. That's probably fine. Right, main pleb area here. Patricians here. Auxiliary plebs. Still a lot to be had here, so probably auxiliary plebs around here. What about the initial slum and my initial industry? My initial industry will be selling weapons and... Ooh, selling pottery and weapons. And wine. Tempting. Syracusae, Tarentum, Brundisium. I want them all open, and I want all of that money. Highest level patrician is going to be... Oh, jeez, right, I hadn't thought about that. Because there's no hippodrome, I won't be able to have luxury palaces. At best, I can have 25, 35, 40, 50... I can have grand villas, but if I really push the boat, I could have medium palaces. That would involve a lot of spamming of amphitheaters and theaters, but I could have medium palaces. The nice thing is it's the same size as the Grand Villa, so it doesn't really change anything in what I build here, but yeah. Medium palaces is an idea, but we'll aim for Grand Villas. Right, first things first, I need industry set up here. As usual, I've been given next to no money to start with. 2,000 is not much money. I'm almost certainly going into debt with that. But my idea is dock here, and all of my warehouses there, and a low bridge here. Hopefully, the low bridge does not prevent people coming through. Okay, so that'll allow me warehouse 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Very, very nice. You were complaining about 1,000 being too little, now I give you 2 yourself. Of course I am! A normal city starts you with about 5,000 denarii. Because that's at least enough to get a city going, not a slum. Believe it or not, I do actually like to immediately get going with city building rather than slum building, just to get initial industry going. Alright, let's load up the hardest level on the hardest setting. This is DDRJ War Machine Stream. But forget that. Do I have it here at all? Proconsole? Where the heck is this? What the world is this map? What have I loaded here? Certainly doesn't look like my Proconsole. Where? Here we go, here's Caesar at least. Hang on, these are loading up weird maps. I don't even know what... Oh, this is Blood Under the Bridge. Why has it saved Caesar map for this? Something weird's going on, I'm telling you. Anyway.
Cominciamo il tuo addestramento.
Yeah, enough of that. I'm here to prove a point. You've rustled my Jim-Jims with that one. Now, we're playing on very hard mode. This map gives you 6,000 denarii. This map gives you 6,000 denarii. 6,000 denarii. There we go. 5,250 denarii. Ooh, very tight. 3,750 denarii. Now they're really squeezing the pennies. 6,000 denarii. 6,000 denarii. 5,000 denarii, and this is one of the hardest maps there is.
Così il
Sarmazegatusa, 6,000 denarii. Final map, Massilia, hardest map, potentially, 4,500 denarii. You've given me less than half of the worst of these. Right, enough of that. Back to actually building a city here. What I'm getting at is people keep giving me maps with no bloody money to work with. Right. We've already spent a good chunk of our money just building some road and bridge. What was the question? There's no question, just me being very, very bitter. Right. How am I going to sort this out, and what will my initial trade be? Pottery seems quite easy to get going with, pretty fast to make as well. It's although it's easy to get this marble, it's a bit of a trek. Well, it's not really that much of a trek actually, and it's pretty efficient in terms of workers to pumping out money. But gotta consider the opening costs of this. Complaining about no money and being in Greece, come on. Right, I don't need to care about preserving the trees. I should care about how much I am paid, though. Clerks, oh my god. Okay, so I'm... This is horrible. Right, I'll set myself to 0 denarii. I won't be able to gift Caesar anything apart from using my initial 30 denarii. Do I just set you up for marble, or do I set you up for weapons? Or do I set you up for both? Because I could set up 2 iron mines, and 1, 2, 3 marble quarries. That actually seems pretty good. That probably wasn't the best way to do it. I should do it in like a zigzaggy line across here, but I actually don't think it'll be a problem because marble quarries take a long time to reach their destinations. So if you go around there, there'll be some initial dosh coming in. I'll put in a couple of weapon workshops along the way. But I will also want vines for wines. It's not a lot of wine that we export though, is it? You don't buy any of the stuff, and you only buy 1 bit of it, so that's 2 vineries and 3 wine processors, 4 really, but... Okay. Initially I'm just going to have 1 warehouse that takes everything, but I will sort that out and diverge them later on. Hopefully you'll take the dock there. It doesn't seem like anything indicating that you won't. I'm not on a northern land here, so I do need fire protection. Need all sorts of protection around here. Engineer and prefect, and prefect, and probably another prefect. Engineer and... Actually regret where I've put you. Making little mistakes like that's already costing me dosh, but I want 2 houses here, and this should give all the labour for anybody walking around here. It's a bit miserly, but it should be plenty. And then, could I fit a cheeky little merger in here? Again, I got little magenta dots to tell me when I can and cannot. Unfortunately, you're also not a merger point, but I know you are. So that should suffice for labour access. For everyone here, really. I'll get the initial people coming in and settling there, and then I'm going to build my slum. And of course more industry, but I'm going to need a pretty huge slum. As bitter as you were when you realised nobody told you not to burn those cedar logs in Bleak Inlet. Oh man, so I went back to Bleak Inlet and it really is just a horrible place to be. I don't see any incentive to be in Bleak Inlet at all. I suppose the only thing it really has going for it is the ammunition workbench, which is useless to you, an interloper, and the sharpening bench, which is really just useless in general. There are a lot of whetstones going around. One, two, 2. There we go. Plenty of space for my big slum lording. Oh, we're almost in debt already. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure we have the makings to climb out of this debt pretty quickly. So I'm just going to slam down all of this housing. I'll give them doctor access. I'll give them engineering. And I will give them prefect, 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 because you never trust these people not to burn down. And I probably still need a few more, so you're going to go there. And that's going to fuel my very aggressive economy. Screw the gods.
Sei rimasto al verde piuttosto in fretta. Ora cerca di far durare questi fondi un po' di più.
Whatever you say, Caesar. We'll wait until these have produced some goods before I...
I governatori credono che I soldi crescano sugli alberi.
Yeah, we'll wait until these have produced some goods before we put down their manufactories.
Tjenare, jag är ny här. Vet du var jag kan bo? Tjenare, jag har hört att det finns jobb här. Jag vill bli en lejontämjare.
I'm sure you will, Nix. Anything's possible. I want a lot more marble quarrying being done. Now, marbles can be delivered a very long way, so I don't think it's a big deal if I actually use this as marble quarrying as well. But how many weapons am I going to need? The indication was a lot. You're also going to need a little bit of labor access. And I've got a prefecture as well. Don't mind the sheep, they'll keep you warm at night. Probably cold in Greece in March, probably not. At least this place is really close to the entry point, so getting in initial labor is nice and quick and easy. Shame about the murdering of the sheep. Alright, come on now. There's work to be done. Oh, it's taking long because of this. Cut this away so that immigrants can get through here faster to find a place to live. Come on, I need a lot more immigrants than this. I've got work to do. Okay, so now you want places to put your weapons into. I need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to need my wineries as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. Come on, come on. I need people employed, and I need them yesterday. Alright, they are coming on in, which is rather good. Can I AFK who made this map? That would be Palmar, and Palmar's in chat. Right, time to get those docks operational. I hope this works, my little bridgey thing there. Good, it does spawn walkers regardless. Now. It's already September, but I want to get selling already. I would like to open up Syracusae, and there's really no point in opening up Brundisium over Tarentum, so I'll start with Tarentum. And then straight away those marbles, these weapons, that wine, it's all gotta go. It's going to the highest bidder. Now hopefully you'll come in and leave without giving me any grief about my small bridge. Yeah, there we go. Immediately bought my goods. And now we just need the goods to roll on in. Why has nobody moved into here? Well, they're just taking their sweet time. I need those marbles, you know. I need them pretty badly. All in all, though, this should be pretty good, although Toga Boy is about to chip away at his marble column with how angry he is. I want to make sure that fire risk is managed, because that's the biggest threat in a situation like this. Good, the prefects are doing their work well. Alright, Toga Boy, lay it on me, I know it's coming. Nah, no temples. I'm playing with god effects off so that I can't abuse the... Son of a... You don't do this on a map, Palmar. Clay pit flooding and iron... Yeah, that's my reaction as well, Caesar. If you add in clay pit flooding or iron mine cave-in, all it means is the player has to pause periodically, and this is random, could happen every month if you're unlucky, delete that, and replace it. Nothing of significance, just a pain in the ass. I actually don't recall putting that in, says Palmar. Really? You have to actively turn that on, you know. No, what I do when I do Eternal Maps is I turn certain things off, like land trade routes getting disrupted, cave-ins, I turn off favor degradation, just everything so you can run the map hands off without any added input. Oh. Palmar. Is this some revenge about what I said about Logistica? Because it feels like it. Alright, we've taken care of the finances pretty quickly and easily there, which is rather nice. Which means that the only thing left to do is to finance Max. I want pottery as well, although I'm going to wait till the turn of the month or else Caesar might have my guts for garters. Was it March or April when I said that? I forget. Well, it's May now. I actually need 3 clay pits worth of clay, I think. Maybe I could do it over here, since I don't think this land is going to be used for much, although it could easily feed quite a lot of plebs. Wheat is very dense for food. I think I might actually try and keep this for feeding people down the line, and use this more for industry. So, 1, 2, if I could just fit in one more around here, that would be swell. And then the pottery workshops, 1, 2, 3, 4, shouldn't be too far for you to go. 5, I don't want to put the 6th one there, it would block too much. Could put you there, actually, no real issue with that. All just to squeeze out every penny on the exports that I can. There we go. Gonna be nothing left of that marble pillar by the time we're done with you, Caesar. When things start piling up here, I'll start designating specific warehouses. Till then, though, there's lots of exporting to be done.
Kolejna udana podróż. Zysk sprawił, że nawet zapomniałem o chorobie morskiej.
Yeah, my unemployment is surprisingly low, isn't it? That's probably not what he was saying, but it's what I'll believe he was saying. I'm going to slum up a little bit more, and then start building up my plebs. Oh Christ, what about the army? Oh boy, there's attacks incoming already. Well, at least there's no need to waste any thought process on the military academy, because we can't have one. Build the barracks, and somewhere around here-ish I will put my army, because I reckon this is an invasion point. And if this is an invasion point, at least the army doesn't have to go far to deal with it. I'm going to trust that this is not an... Shouldn't trust anything. There, have a wall. Can't afford much, but have a wall. This is fine. Yeah, nobody puts invasions on islands. So what are the numbers you're using to scale the industry relative to the export limits, says Ninjan, just asking for a friend. Manufactories and marble quarries produce 4.8 of their good per year. Ninjan, that's what I use. I usually just round that up to 5, so we're going to deal 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 units of marble every year. And what are our trade quotients? Well, it's actually 50, so it's not enough. I could make more. And what about weapon workshops? So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 5 is 20. And our trade is 15, so that'll give us a little left over for our heavy infantry, which now I realize I put you way too far away here, didn't I? Yeah, it's going to be slow going on making that heavy infantry, isn't it? Well, hopefully it'll be fine. Now, I would quite like to have towers around here. I don't know how... Well, Caesar says the map is besieged, so let's take that into account, shall we? Mm-hmm. Towers are expensive. I can't really afford so much of this. Should do that and have you lead into there. Have another tower right here. And another tower right here. Another tower right here. There's no space for a tower on you. Alright, so how about that for my towers? It's a film with a guy called Hightower. What was it? Was that Police Academy? Great film. Two armies here, and maybe a couple of armies over here. Don't like having armies where I think the fighting's going to be, though. Maybe I'll migrate them over here a bit. Not perfect, but it'll do. Bye-bye money. Bye-bye money. Ooh, I hope I need a road up here. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Ancora tu.
Hey, it really puts the work in with that.
Kolejna udana podróż. Zysk sprawił, że nawet zapomniałem o chorobie morskiej.
You've already bought a lot of my marble. It's tempting to open up another trade route just to shift more of that marble. Much better than my current slam down and prey strat. Well, it's not a complicated number to think about, so... Oh boy, oh, I could be in trouble at the turn of this year. Maybe I shouldn't have built 2 forts. Come on, marble, save me, save me, save me. But he already bought most of the marble. I'm sure we'll be fine. Plenty of other things to export. And I'm glad to get my army underway. Oh, that's right, I haven't set my pottery for export. Come on, help me. You buy everything I need to sell. Okay, there we go. Debt's not going to be a problem just yet. And all is well, so I'm going to open up Brundusium as well to sell more marble. You almost never should sell wheat, it's such a low value good. You could, however. I could set up a single wheat farm here just to supplement my exports. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Wait, am I able to make oil? Oh, I should have done that instead. Well, forget instead, I should do it as well. You buy a little bit of oil. I could set up two oil things, 2 olive things. Then I need 4 spaces for oil manufacturing, which could be a little rough, but not impossible. Or I could just set up 1, do a bit of underproduction. Okay. Might be digging myself a wee grave here, but it only costs 100 to open up this trade route, so let's go for it. Open you up, sell the wheat. No, don't import the wheat. Sell the wheat, sell the oil. Glorious. You built spear throwers, not heavy infantry there. Not sure if that was intended. It was definitely intended. I don't have spare weapons for my barracks yet. Just trying to build up spear throwers so I can take out the first army. Because even if the army is pretty big, you can generally bait them out with stick throwers. Alright, well, the money is being well taken care of, but I don't want to give Caesar too much money. He demands a lot in tribute if you make a lot of money. So I want to spend more on construction if I can. I think I'll build those towers immediately. Just to tell Caesar, oh, I'm so poor I couldn't possibly afford to send a year tribute, man. Think about Rome. Do it for her. I'm actually going to have you come along here, just so that you definitely get access to that labour, as does anybody else who decides to make some weird movements there. Now, Toga Boy might get a little angry, but don't worry, he's actually showing love. Actually, no, wow, ooh, we're good on the money. Too good on the money. Too much of that is going to go to him in tribute. Oh well, what can you do? What I can do is realise that I have no spare people, so I'm going to big up.
Ancora tu.
Oops. I shouldn't have done that. Well, actually, I think the only reason he got angry was because of the massive amount of tribute he took. So I didn't actually take the favour loss, I hope. But he's obviously very unhappy, so I'm going to give him a Greek manuscript, and I'm going to hope that he starts making requests. And my towers are going to blast away sheep. A bit overly zealous, you might say, and you'd be right.
Kolejna udana podróż. Zysk sprawił, że nawet zapomniałem o chorobie morskiej.
Okay, this is the year of building up an actual pleb block. There really is something to be said about doing proper weapon production. Only 2 iron mines is pretty slow on the weapons production. Although we do overproduce them, I will want a proper army of heavy infantry soon. And give people ballista and unlimited ammo. Yeah, what was I expecting, really? Of course they're going to be having their fun with it. Another warehouse set up. And probably this is the one that should have the wheat. Not really, actually. Wheat is a high... there's a lot of wheat that goes out. Then again, there's no big deal to this, is there? You can take the wheat and the... and the pottery. You take the marble and the weapons. You take the oil and the... Did I already do wine? That should be fine. The trade seems pretty slick as it is right now, so this is okay. Oh wow, that's a lot of money coming in, then it's time to get to work on proper plebs. Too bad we didn't have a bet on this map. Yeah, I've not been betting on my Caesar maps lately. I don't really see a huge need for it right now, and I certainly don't like overdoing gambling. I don't like overdoing most things. A bit of modesty goes a long way. Right. We're just going to assume that there's no way in hell that Palmar would have made that an invasion point. Same can't be said for this region. Not going to trust it. I'm going to triple wall it off, actually. If there is an attack here, that'll hopefully slow them down enough to get our army in position, to maybe throw sticks from up here at least. Do you also attack the sheep? We certainly could. I'm going to wait until my army is a bit more fleshed out before I consider such attacks. If the marble game looks good, I'm probably going to rescind 2 of these and turn them into weapons so that I can have a good weapon build up here. In fact... if the money looks really good, I could set up a warehouse here and have exports over 32. That way they won't touch these. It's an idea. It's not my worst idea, but I'll wait until I'm a bit more covered in dosh. Right, so we're making the assumption that all of this is kosher. Gonna wheat farm and... oh, wait, hang on, because you've left this. It's probably there to reservoir, so that I can actually water these plebs. The watering situation is awkward, but it's not unbearably so. Especially if I do something like this. But this also means that I can make some local clay for these people and bring them up to light insulae. Which I would like to do if I could tax some of the forum, but I can't. So, sod their needs for clay. I will evolve them later on if need be. It's going to have a lot of parallels with Rat Race in that regard. A little tight for space here in terms of getting lots of farms in. It's just too tight to put in 2 rows of it. So really it's just one big row that's going to be here. Mostly, I mean, that's still a lot of food. Do not underestimate the wheat farms. Is there another way to do that? Is there some detail I'm missing out on here? If I did them 2 and 2 like that... No, I'd completely block the way through. Just trying to think of any way to squeeze in more wheat farms here. Makes me wish that Caesar had some kind of planning tool for this. But no, it's probably just one long strip of wheat farms along here. Or even down one. Yeah, because that also allows me to run an aqueduct down here and water this whole area quite easily, actually. Really hoping there's no attack coming in this way, but just look at what this affords me. A lot of water coming in, and then... No, not clay pit. Farm, wheat. You just come straight along here, there's no need to overthink this. Or is there? Because now you could be there, but are not now. Still not enough space to put 2 abreast here. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 3,200 people fed straight away. Pretty cheaply. Pretty good. It's not unthinkable that we can squeeze in some kind of labor force here. In fact, there's a merger point right here. That'll give access for plenty. Unfortunately, the granary access is going to be a little painful for these people. It actually would be a better place for a granary. In that case, I'm going to try my luck merging you there and sticking a granary here. If you do merge, then it might be a little difficult, but I think I can make something work here. Oh, bollocks. Off by 1, I see. Okay, well, it's not labor access. I can figure that out somehow. There you go, figured it out. You're going to need engineering, you're going to need prefecturing, you're going to need double prefecturing because I don't trust you. You're also going to need another granary over here because if that food has to go, if grain has to go from here to there, it'll be inefficient. Grain does not travel very far. It's one of the upsides is the fact that it grows so quickly, but one of the downsides is you really need to plan your granary placement. You'll learn that lesson very well if you play the career mission Syracusae of this game. Right, how are we going to link all of this together? What kind of loop am I looking for? It's going to be quite unattractive living here. More than quite, it's going to be very unattractive living there. I would quite actually like to use this for its rocks, but we already have lots of rocks over there. There's a lot more mining opportunity here than I thought there would be, so thank you, Palmar, for your excessive generosity in that regard. Never imagined it. I might actually rather just not use the stairwell. Walkers get so lost in stairways, but I think I have to use it. This is awkward, very awkward. But it's what we have. Now, mergers. Where merges? Well, You merge. You merge. You merge. Am I doing that right? I think I might be altering something here. No, I'm not. Yeah, you're fine. There's a lot of fine points here. In fact, almost none of it doesn't merge. This one does. These parts here don't. So I can get plenty of people merging there. And wow, this is mergers galore as well. I'm actually going to use you instead of this one here because that leaves me a very comfortable 2x2 to use. Yeah, looks pretty good. That's fine. I know that's fine. That is not fine. We'll do you here. This is a bit devoid of abilities to merge, but I'll use you. Could use you actually if I push you out, but I might want to keep that. Already at the second map? Oh, the first map was easy peasy. Balmar's losing his touch, as you might say. Of course, the last time I said that, I invoked something quite horrifying. Okay. Now, mergers will be important here. Not like on the first try of the last map where I was like, pwah, don't need to care about mergers, blah blah blah. No, I definitely do. My problem with this is that some of them might merge in places that I don't want them to. I might be being a bit too gung-ho with this right now. Prefectures always needed in abundance for this. And we'll doctor them up as well. Once Aftish's finest are ready, they'll eliminate the sheep so that my ballista don't waste their time on them. One more unit and he's fully ready to go. That was employees needed. He can't reach up there because of this. Like just because of that. Those poor sheep. What do they do to us? Okay, so there was one slight problem with my merger thing here, and that was that, yeah, this is a merge point and this is a merge point, but there was a merge point in between them as well. And since that one arrived first, that one got used first, but it's an easy fix. At least right now my places here are filling up, so I can get the marketplaces ready to go for them. That should feed everybody. That's probably overkill in the marketplaces, but there will be a lot more people living here. Actually, you should be getting the food from that granary just so that things run a bit more efficiently. Since the marketplaces are going to dominate you more than anything else. I'm just going to be slamming in yet more mergers. See, all that matters is the northern tile of a potential merger. If that merges, then all is well. But whilst I could merge you, I'm blocking this. And you'd do that as well. Do I want both of those? I'm not so sure. But I can put them both in and then delete one of them if I don't like them anymore. You can tell if you're okay or not. You're fine. Climb you here as well, despite the risks. The merge, that would be a merge if this was able to be used. Do you enjoy the walker system? Not really, it's way too esoteric. But I like the game in spite of it. That's a lot of spite. There are two systems in this game that bother me, the merger system and the walker system. So these spots, even though I could use them. And whilst I have a very good understanding of them, that doesn't mean I think they're very good. In fact, if anything, it leaves room for the opposite. By the way, do I even have space for watering all these people? Yes, actually. I wasn't considering it, but yes, we're alright in that regard. The marketplaces will fill up with food, and these people are just about to become full-fledged Katsa dwellers. So here's another place where I mucked up. I mean, it's all good, but... yeah, I guess that's fine. There we go. Fill her up, fill her up. Looking great. I'm going to start fountaining these people up. I like to use the tax income overlay when I put down my fountains. And it makes it a lot easier to track. Okay, there we go. I don't need that space for anything. There's a lot of people, that's pretty good. These two are pretty sad and underwatered. It's pretty solvable though. Wait, why can't I put you here? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Look at that, the prefect was right next to them, but it was still too slow. I hope that fire doesn't spread. You know, these fires spread if you don't catch them fast enough. It's fine. That should be fine, actually. Put you down there, and then I will be able to fountain these people. Just like I can fountain all of these people. With great ease. Now, this little place here for a Ceres statue. Trying to think of desirability here. Difficult to come by. The more central it is, the more likely the walkers are going to get everywhere I want them to go. So that's the best place for you and you and you. That may or may not make the rounds properly, but we'll see how it goes. We're missing water. Can't imagine these games working out without those two systems, with the walkers and the mergers. The merger system barely exists in Pharaoh, I believe. Alright, teacher guy, I need you to work your way around here, please. And hey, this actually does look like my city. Right, I've been focusing on this too long. Are my exports going fine? And did Caesar ask me for anything? He still hasn't asked me for anything. Of course he's going to be angry. I need to fulfill your demands to make you less angry, you know? But the exports are going very well, perhaps too well. It means I'm paying Caesar way too much in tribute. Do do do. Do do do. I'll give you another temple just to increase desirability here. No gardens is so weird. Why give me no gardens when I can have statues? It just means more clicking for the same effect. Enemies at the door. Oh, crikes. Let's get you guys back to fort. I forgot I left you up there. And your morale is going to be horribly shaken. I am going to invest heavier into weapons, I think. The game did say that Caesar's going to be on my case constantly for weapons, so let's believe that that is true. 1, 2, 3... and 4. You accept weapons. You also accept weapons, but it's going to go to here first. And exports of weapons are going to be over 34. Yeah, over 34. Over 36. That way, this has to be full, and there has to be one full square of weapons here before they consider selling any weapons. That way I'll always have weapons at the ready to make legionnaires with. And I intend on making legionnaires with. Now, where else do I think they could attack? Here, so... Huh. Yeah, there's all this space, and it's easy to react to both of those. But why not just use this if that's the case? Plenty of space. Actually, plenty of space for my forts, and for potentially having people living here. Palmar always puts way too much arable land on his maps. Meaning that there's not much of a question of, oh, should I use this land for building or for farming? And it's just like, no, just farm wherever you want. There's farmland all along here, up here, down here, this island, even little scraps around here. So many options. I think I might have my forts here and here even. Yeah, why not? Although I have just denied myself low bridging over to here. Actually, wouldn't I rather have ship bridging, given that this is a fishing area? Yeah, I can ship bridge over this. This is too small for patricians for my liking, that's why my patricians will be over here. But there's certainly nothing stopping us having some good plebs over there. Wow, these people are terrible. Thankfully, a library here can solve a lot of my problems. Since our place is relatively rich, we can enjoy... Ooh, okay, right, so we're able to sell less pottery now, and on top of that, the price of wine just went down. So perhaps our golden era of making loads of money is about to dry up. Especially since I did just revoke some of my marble, which has also been a little golden goose for me. But that's okay, we push while we have it going good. I don't know if you get food access down there, so I'm going to plaza you to find out. Hey, they got better access to things than I thought. Nothing wrong with being a hovel. This is what we tell them to help them cope with the situation. All in all, though, this looks pretty good. Pretty damn good. So how many small casts is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is 38 times 68? That's essentially 40 times 65, right? 600, okay. Well, I should be pretty good on feeding them with these, although I could expand more if needed. You heard him, Palmar. Next map must not allow more than one farm per 20 square. Even that is a lot of farmland. 20 square tiles is only 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's... yeah, one farm takes up 9 of those squares. In fact, that would be an incredibly rich map in terms of fertile land. So yes, by all means, go by Keruhe's pathetic attempts at mathematics there. So, Keruhe, have you considered giving a little maths game a go yourself? You know, all the fun with Sheffrin's pyramid was great, but seeing someone else struggle with something like Professor Layton really gave me jollies. By the way, you will merge and you will merge, I can tell just by looking. And we do have space for a bit more. Yeah, just a bit of a sadistic stream going. I would quite like to see more people suffer horribly with those kinds of gains. Magenta, 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 magenta. However, one of the nice things about this is that we can tell when we can have our merger points out somewhere like there and there. Sneaky, isn't it? I've not saved yet, have I? So let's save. War Machine stream, good. Plenty of those heavy infantry being made, as desired. You should take a peek at the new Prosperous Times map I sent you yesterday. I haven't had a chance to look at that just yet. But I will. We're on quite the Caesar bender on the channel right now, which is good to make up for all the... How in the world do you have low employee access? Let me help you with that. Just what we need after the bender of Long Dark that we've had. Yeah, my town almost looks like this. Kind of. It's got those red roofs at least. So there we go. Got some lovely merging going on right there. More water is needed, of course. Do them all just fine. Still don't know why gardens aren't allowed. Why are gardens not allowed, Palmar? Flies over my head. I think the actor will eventually walk past here. Yeah, there we go. As expected. Do you have plans for tomorrow? Well, not anymore, but I will fill it up with stream. I might get started on those long, dark, every area for 30-day streams, which I have cooking away in my plans. So many options, don't you know? I think I'll just leave you as little crummy hobbles. Believe it or not, I'm actually thinking about patricians already. We have pottery, we don't have furniture, we have oil, we have wine. As long as I got furniture, we'd be a shoo-in to win. Now tell me about the furniture. It'd be nice if I could just import wood, and I can. Brundisium give me raw wood. You could be full of my raw wood. So let's start with that, shall we? We import timber now. Probably just going to purge all of you, because I have plenty of fun employment. Hope this doesn't kick me in the teeth. Okay, nice. Someday I'm going to have to bring Nikki back. I miss Nikki. Oh!
Jos haluat nähdä miltä kaupungit näyttää kun ne palaa, niin kato poika tarkasti. Päällikölle potkut perkele! Pomo ei selkeästi piittaa musta, joten mä näytän sille mitä mä piittaan sen kaupungista.
I think we need to go and speak to these strange Finnish people on a language that they actually understand.
Jos haluat nähdä...
Ta sẽ chiến đấu đến chết, thành phố còn an toàn khi ta còn sống.
There we go. Shanked him to death. So the protesters are there because they live in crappy tents, whilst people get to live in proper, good old Roman casa. Those Finnish deliveries are so on point, Ninja. They're pretty damn good. Right, actually your existence nullifies the need for these guys. Wonder if I do want more towers. More towers, more better. Don't know how. Well, Caesar said the map is besieged, right? So let's not dilly-dally around. If there are attacks coming in here, I can be ready to deal with them if I just build that wall and build it tall. I don't need an additional wall here. These towers are practically invincible. I'm due an attack any moment now, so I don't want to divert my troops into slaughtering sheep right now. But I do want to slaughter those sheep so that I can use this area for my patricians. Counter thought, I don't have a lot of unemployment for patricians. A lot of these guys are pretty full up already. So another thought might be, instead of doing patricians, I just do additional plebs. What's our limit on patricians again? Medium palaces. Medium palaces are pretty damn powerful, so I actually think we'll be able to do pretty well with Small Casa and Meacham Palace. Prosperity 90 is pretty high though. Pretty very high. I'm going to need to use this for plebs, although it's not a lot of good area for plebs. It could be a weird loop, but it certainly would be weird. Not insurmountable though. I think we will have one big pleb loop. Not loop. We'll have a horseshoe of plebs. I'll fight off the invasion first though. And I also need to... Well, where's my wood going? I said it would go here. We shouldn't get that much of it. We'll probably get something like 4 or 8 units. 1, 2, 3... Right, where are they coming from? Okay, where we expected. That's rather nice. Pretty hefty initial attack, but we were ready for this. Rome having need of my weapons is not a surprise. We were told we're going to need a lot of weapons. I wonder if we're going to need more than that. See what Caesar's demands are like. He's only given us 12 months to comply, right. Immediate consideration is Caesar's going to want a lot of weapons. So I am going to weapon max. What scared me there was that he only gave me, excuse me, he only gave me 12 months to comply. So let's just be ready for whatever he asks. And we lost 6 weapons worth of units there on that attack alone, and it wasn't a huge one. The problem is because our units don't get the column formation, they don't get their super strength, so they're a little flimsy. Also, get slaughtering. Right, I need to keep Toga Boy pretty happy there. Also, there was something about weapon demand. Syracuse takes even more weapons. That's kind of cool, because the overspill can go over there quite handily. Bye-bye sheep, it's mutton for dinner. And there's another attack that's just about to strike, but I don't think it's going to hit me this year. So... population's looking pretty good. Could look better though. I mean, I know we can feed more people here. Could I not... what was the story here? Can I get any more mergers? You'll merge, but can I get some better merge? You will merge, and I command it. And what about here? Looks like you'll... No, that's a little dot right there. What about you? I don't think you will. And I've used up most of my areas for smashing down housing around here. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Still a respectable bunch of people here. It's 1/3 of the city. If we strike another third over here and a bunch of patricians, we're practically done. Don't wanna call my shot before I've shot, but it's looking quite good. Oh, okay. Trade is really collapsing now. Perhaps I should fast track patricians. We do have a lot of unemployment after all. Right, screw the plebs. It is patrician o'clock. The furniture will be made locally, I think. Yeah. Yes, it will. And by locally, I mean I'm going to take this lumber with a getting warehouse over here somewhere, and they will create the lumber to be shoved into a warehouse here. Or anywhere, really. It could be done anywhere. Heck, it could be done over here. Wouldn't be difficult. I got this space that isn't being used by anyone or anything. We'll do it like this, why not? Workshop for furniture, ×2. Getting warehouse for that timber. Sadly, this requires their own dedicated engineer post and prefecture. But this should be no big deal. So, there we go.
Pousser des chariots toute la journée, ça prend de l'énergie. Comment est-ce qu'un charionneur est supposé faire tout ça sans de la bouffe?
It's funny that he complains about not enough food. People are fed, it's just that the granaries are pretty empty. The Emperor is happy for me giving him those weapons. He don't look very happy. Given that the favor requirement is a staggering 95, there'd better be enough favor through weapon deliveries to reach that, or else we're going to be in some real trouble. Now... Oh, right, yeah, the 3 food types question. That was why I was hesitating on putting my patricians here. It's better later in terms of favor. Well, here's hoping. So if the attacks are coming in from here, I can't fish on this side, but I can on this side. So, yeah, I said I'd use a getting warehouse or 2 for that, as I recall. I want to maintain this forest here, but at the same time I don't. I'd like my cart pushers to get through here. I don't want this to be under risk of attack. Do I have gatehouses? I do. Let's chance it. There will be a route. I'll just get rid of this. We don't need forest anyway. It's forest. Do-do-do-do. I could actually do my fishing here, couldn't I? Is that long enough for a ship bridge? No, it's only 4 long. That's not good enough. In that case, the fishing will be done here and brought over by warehouse to here. Now, how's my patrician block going to look? I'm very limited in where I can water, so we already know that this is going to be where I have to have my patricians. Now, this is pretty clever. The water and the arable land and the housing area all have to fight for the same space. That is good! Forces a city builder to make difficult decisions about where things go down. I mean, the conflict is a bit forced given this is the only place for that reservoir, but it's still pretty good. And since this is elevated away, it's not like I can use aqueducts to get around that. How many patricians are we going to have, though? That's a question. Ooh, I don't know. If I had 8 of them, then that would be pretty good, because it would only necessitate... Well, 8 is already pushing it pretty high, isn't it? Farm, and then 2 other farms. Our fruit and our other fruit. And then, given the way the water is, I think I'd rather have my food brought down hither. It's actually going to be a little bit rough, but I think we can manage it. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, do I want 1, 2 over here for services? I think I do. In that case, it'll be something like fountain here, 1 here, another here, another here, another here. It's 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Bang. We'll get the other ones over there. That means you're going to come along like so. Desirability is going to be hell on earth to get here, but we do have access to the almighty Oracle. So a lot of oracles here could solve a multitude of problems, more services and things over there. Desirability, extra buildings here, that's fine. Just planning this out in my head. I appreciate I can see that because I'm thinking it, but you can't see it because it's all stuck in my head. Probably be grateful for most of the stuff being stuck in my head. I want to get the food operational as soon as possible because the stuff is rough at times. I want the warehouse for the fish having almost no distance to go, but you do need to get the fish, although we don't have it produced anywhere yet. And there's no hippodrome, I need to remember that. So where's the Colosseum gonna go? It's a big boy. I could shove it in the corner here. Might cause some problems, but when does it not? Which means I'm going to need you coming along here, that's fine. Well, it's fine as long as the thing doesn't burn down. Need more assistance by way of that, actually. This opens up a good opportunity to move these back by one. And that allows me to put some 1x1s in here. Prefecture, of course. Engineer, of course, of course. And I'll need a doctor and a barber as well, and that'll cover everything. And now, what also needs to be covered are the houses. As long as I can get initial mergers going, we're on to a winner. Don't worry, everything's going according to plan. Unless you don't want things to go according to plan, in which case, worry. Everything is going according to plan. Then again, this is called War Machine, and often what kills me on these kinds of levels is the military. So we'll see what's in store for us yet. A little concerned about your access to labour. If people get lost and don't make the loop, it could be a problem, but let's just believe that it won't. And let's also believe that we need this coming down here for services and whatnot. Well, we certainly need it for more warehouses to get other goods. So I need you to get us the pottery and the wine, and you go and get us the furniture and the oil. And now I need to make sure that we don't get rid of everything. So exports over 8, please. Oh, I will need to set wine to import at some point. That's going to be a bother. A real bother. But a bother that I can solve. Yes, yes I can. If I tear the wine away from here, then when I set it to import, you won't actually put it there. That's one advantage of not having any traded donkeys. Here also exports over 8. This is going to hurt this is going to hurt our bottom line this month, or this year rather. Alright, so far so not bad. Just need the migrants in here. Oh, what's your story? It's a pretty crummy story because you will get your religious access real soon. Look at that, 2 priests and they're both avoiding that poor house. Or that poor shack. I'm gonna save after doing all that Patrician designing. It's better later in terms of flavour, Jake. Is that so? Well, I'm feeling relatively confident about my mass production of weaponry. Although I'm wondering why it's not piling up even more. This is a lot of weapons to produce. A hell of a lot of weapons, but oh well. Right, the food is going. One thing that bothers me greatly though is that I'm not getting on the fish yet, so... also slightly bothered by you. Oh, but the attack is due any moment now. Quakers get on that. Purge the sheep. Some people like to keep the sheep alive, sometimes I do. Today, I do not. Now, I need to... Ooh, that's a great fishing spot right there. Terrific fishing spot, even. And you know, I don't even strictly need a fishing... a ship bridge here. If I have a really crappy bridge here... Well, no, we need to get this food carted off somewhere, don't we? does need to be a somewhat agreeable position. That's agreeable enough. So wharf and wharf, and thinking about it, I might actually want two of you grabbing the fish. It's a long way to go and food is important. So I'm actually going to have you get the meat and not the other things. So pottery and wine is going to move down here. Also need a shipyard for you. Do all of your maps have fishing, Palmar? Because it feels like it. If I had a very modest load of housing here, fed by local wheat, I could actually do my wine here instead. For when we switch to imports, that'll be useful. Importing wine, that is. Let's use this land effectively then. There, I can feed about 1,000 people here. Maybe I want more than 1,000. How much can we jam them in, though? No, let's not get too greedy. Greedy. Need a granary. And it's just a case of merge or die. I don't want to overthink. I'd rather not think at all. Workshop for wine, 1, 2. Warehouse for wine. Warehouse for fish as well. The engineering and prefecting, and that should keep this pretty sorted. I'm not going to add more clinicking. I want to keep my health relatively low. Yeah, it's taken a while for this food to pile up, but that's okay. I don't want to feed these people until I'm ready to fast-track them to Patrician hood. Ooh, food's getting a little hurty right now. I really need to step up the Patrician evolving game. A lot of off by one merging there, but that's okay. This isn't designed to have huge amounts of people. Said 1 by 1s can still go die in a fire. Yeah, I can have more people living here. They'll get their services easy peasy. Especially since there's good space for a reservoir right there. Which I did not plan. I didn't even think about giving these people water, but it's easily done. Okay, wow, this is a pathetic lack of merging. Huh, do all the attacks come from here? Actually, we could step back a little bit, get more into the range of our beloved ballistae. They are immediately attacking, which tells me that they've been set with an attack target. Yeah, this is actually costing me a fair bit of weapons in replacing my dying units. But good thing I built them here. Imagine if I did think that this is the attack point and I had all my army up here. It'd be rough. What's so bad about 1 by 1? It's not fair to say they consume more. They do consume more pottery and furniture than 1 by 1s, 4 times as much in fact. They consume the same amount of food, but my biggest problem is that they attack your prosperity a lot heavier. Alright, well we got one merger right there, which is lovely. Could we please get more? There's the fish coming in. You guys are getting the goods that you so need. You're piling up the pottery. So why are you not getting loads of pottery? Oh, you are. Slowly but surely you're getting it. Do I not sell pottery anymore? Oh, it's just that the amount that I can sell is really low. And the price went down, as I recall. But there we go, we've got fish that you can be bringing over, which is lovely. I'm going to take this away so it stops eating up my employees, because I'm going to need those employees real soon. And now let's... what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 11, 12, 13, 14. What's 14 times 68? 14 times 68. $952. It's Chefrin. Interesting, because tell me, what is 3 times 320? I think you'll find it's 960. I can feed 960 here, but I'm going to have 952. That is damn near perfection. And to make matters even better, I can water them all with 2 fountains. 2 fountains, all I need. Large statue and a couple of medium statues to make sure that everything is desirable. And I'm a little tempted to oracle them, but they actually need some services. I'll give them Mercury, since this place is so focused on production. They're going to need themselves a wee theatre, and they will need edutainment. I would like to give them a school, actually. Can I fit a school here? No. No, I cannot. I don't think there's any space for this last thing I need to put down. Unless... still on that added prefecture. I don't trust not having a prefecture there, but there's your school. God, that's going to be one smelly school. Where do the kids go? It's important to check where school kids go because they have this shortest range of all walkers. What the hell was that? They turned around here. Okay, there's no schooling to be had. Go and read your papyrus and that's all you get. Okay, the food is piling up here, so it's time to get good and proper with 4 marketplaces. I like having them nearby each other like that. And let's start getting to grips with their... what if there's a gladiator revolt? Oh, this would be the worst place for one. Oh, but I need the gladiator or else I won't get high enough. Swear to God, if there's a gladiator revolt here and I have to say goodbye to my patricians, I'll be a very unhappy governor. A very, very unhappy governor. You know, taking a bath next to the fruit orchard sounds like a pretty enjoyable experience. Senate's got to go somewhere. This place makes the most sense. This place might make even more sense. It's going to be a big expenditure moment for me here, but that's probably okay. I need to actually save a bit of marble for building oracles, so exports over 8, please. Piling up on... okay, well there's the problem. Syracuse no longer takes our pottery, meaning it's no longer something that I trade whatsoever, so I'm actually just going to turn off the industry, and hopefully I don't forget to turn it back on when I end up running out of pottery later on. Also, this is good, we're really piled up on weapons, so if Toga Boy wants more out of me, he will get them. It's taking a long time on his requests though. Come on, I need those requests. No large temples, sadly, so we'll have to make do with... who's got none? Neptune and Venus. Guess I could put them here, but they're not as powerful as oracles. I'll put them around here. Neptune and Venus. And since this map is so heavy on farming, we'll give another one to Ceres. And what else do they need? They're going to need a library, and they're going to need an academy. And a l'hôpital. And that's just about everything they'll need to become full-fledged patricians. Just got to add in more of them. They may merge, they may not merge, but either way we're going to win. I'm going to divide these off with statues just in case they start growing outside of them, which does happen sometimes. This guy, for example, if I hadn't put these statues here, he might have grown out in this direction, which is not what I'm looking for. Wouldn't have been the end of the world, but I still didn't want it. One of the moldy apples falls in the water. That's actually pretty good. Moldy fruit's quite nice, a little pungent, but still good. What do you think people drink most of the time? There we go. See, this is why I piled up my weapons something fierce. Toga Boy wants weapons, Toga Boy gets weapons. I'm not getting furniture though. What the heck is taking so long? Oh crikey, I never set you to actually accept the furniture. Whoops, that furniture's been sitting there. No use to nobody for the longest time. But that's okay, we get an initial influx of 4 of them, which will be brought over here and allow these guys to evolve to medium insulae pretty quickly. Desirability is a bit of a problem, but the all-powerful Oracle sees all and fixes all. Oh. Caesar, I thought you were having no problem winning the war with a vast amount of weapons I sent you. It's a small force. Am I under attack? I'm not under attack. Then Toga Boy can have 2 max strength legionnaires. And I desperately need to build up more, so take that, and I shall probably build another one around here, maybe? All the attacks seem to be coming in from here. So another one that... something I don't like about doing this. Chewing up a lot of this space, but I'll do it anyway. And we're already at maximum forts, damn. Since I was a kid, I thought the Colosseum video was mean. That guy won the fight and they sick the lions on him. No, the lions are just big cats. They wanted to be petted. And that was the guy's reward. Since he did so well, they're going to let him go and pet the cats. Sounds pretty cool. Who wouldn't enjoy that? Nobody I'd want to know. Right, so as soon as the furniture gets over, which we are waiting a bit on, there's the furniture guy.
Le chômage est si élevé que ma femme a même arrêté de me chialer après pour trouver une meilleure.
I can see that being something that Baron said. Oh, Jesus, no, that's bad. Oh, that's what I get for laughing. I hope that doesn't spread to my warehouses. Oh, that would be awful, but it might. Ah, prefects! Jesus, create a fire break, you fool! Whew, okay. Well, you're not going to have any problem with the lions now. They all just died in a fire, but that's how it goes. I am so paranoid about having a gladiator revolt, actually. I think I will make extra prefects here so that if they do spawn I can destroy them quickly. With prefects, maybe. Okay, what's taking the... Never, ever, ever put Iron Mine Cave in or Clay Pit Flood on your maps. It's one of the most horrible things you can do as a map maker. And not fun horrible, just horrible. Okay. Looking good, the markets will get the oil. These guys will evolve and evolve. And actually this is an undesirable part of the neighborhood, but that's okay. Plaza will forgive a multitude of sins. Now they want wine, so the marketplaces are going to go and get wine. Oh man, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And these are going to be some good patricians.
Il y a un problème de chômage dans cette cité.
Problem de la fromage.
Il y a un problème de chômage dans cette cité.
Thank you, Doctor. Real shortage of furniture. I need more brought in, but that's okay. We've got our first dosage of patricians. And these patricians want amphitheatering. I hate to remove you, but this is a perfect place for an amphitheater. We just need to make sure that... Screw it, I'm putting a prefect here, not an engineer. The prefect is much more important there. Speaking of important prefects, I'm going to slam one over here, and I'm going to bring back the engineer. I mean, he could go anywhere, he's already there, but... Actually, truth be told, the engineering situation should be fine. It's not fine here, but...
Pô, esses negócios vão pronto pra quebrar. Que bom, acho que é bem na hora, hein?
No problems. I will still put an extra one though, I'll put him over here. Palmar! We're gonna need to have words soon, sunshine. I'll get rid of the back ones here. This would be a great place for large statues. They are a bit of a crutch, but they are very powerful, so it's hard to say no to them. Right, what's your problem? The bathhouse isn't making her rounds.
Arbeidsledigheten er så høy at hele byen er ulykkelig.
There's no way the bathhouse does not make its round over there. Whoa, okay, I've been neglecting wages for a long time. Good thing I don't tax people. Come on, stop playing Romance Sylvania and give these people a bath. There we go. Goodness, all the devolution though. Just taking a while for the markets to stabilize with the goods, I reckon. Because it's a long way to get the goods over here, but nothing worth worrying about. They will sort themselves out. Although it's possible that they merge in a very unfortunate way for me. Seems okay to me though. Oh, I like that little evolution that we had there. Dun, dun, dun. Not too shabby. Having it so far away from the goods production though is costing me a bit, but not an insurmountable amount. Of course I need to start thinking about taxing these people. What would be a fair tax rate for my denizens? 14% you say? I can agree with that as long as I pay above Rome. High unemployment's a problem, but it's not too high. I am actually a little worrisome about the imports here. So, I think the only fair thing is to have dedicated hauling. So you get the furniture, you get the oil, you no longer get the oil, or the furniture. Okay, we'll go and get pottery instead then. And you stop getting pottery. So we got wine, pottery, furniture, oil, dedicated, and 2 on fish. Just in case things get a little hairy. A couple more marketplaces down there.
Asta este o rușine. N-am văzut niciodată atât de mulți plebi fără muncă.
Is it really that disgraceful? Seems pretty good to me. I feel like... Oh, I wanted to build my own home here, but of course that was blocked. I'll slam you down there as well. Would you look at that? None too shabby. Medium statue should help me out with you. It doesn't, you say? A couple more plaza should, though. I just want you big. Time to embiggen. Playing hard to get. It's okay. We'll solve that. There we go. Nice looking. Now, with the... Oh, time for a bit of fun, esoteric Caesar 3 mechanics, then. Since we don't have access to the Hippodrome, this is the best we can make our Patricians, because what they want now is more variety and entertainment. So, I wonder if I can bring this on screen. I don't see why I couldn't. Yeah, why not? Let's see if this is going to show. Right. Let's get chat on top of that, shall we? Oh, but then it blocks some stuff. Alright, come on over here then. No, that's fine. Okay, let's look at the stuff furthest to the left here. Housing level. We are at Grand Villa, all the way to the furthest left, and 1, 2, 3, 4 from the bottom. To get to Grand Villa, you require desirability 63. That's fine, just build lots of nice things, statues, plazas, temples, whatnot. Entertainment 50. To get to Small Palace, we need 55 entertainment. Well, what is entertainment? Well, that is shown over here. The value of entertainment. If you have access to a theatre, you get 10 points. If you have access to an amphitheatre, you get another 10. And an additional 5 if the amphitheatre has 2 shows, that is, acting and gladiating. So that's 25 from a fully functional amphitheatre and theatre, and another 25 from a fully functional coliseum that has lion shows and gladiators, making for a total of 50. So, of course, 50 to Grand Villa. But what if you want a small palace or anything better? Well, you'd want the extra 30 from the Hippodrome, but there is another invisible bonus you get from entertainment, and that is for each of the different entertainment buildings, theatre, amphitheatre, coliseum and hippodrome, you get plus 5 entertainment value to the whole city if you have perfect coverage of them, and it scales, so you get a little bit for a few, up to a maximum of 5 if it's perfect. And the way that works is shown in game. It doesn't show the values, of course, but it'll show you here. The 3 theatres can entertain 1,500 people. So you need enough theatres to entertain all the thousands of people. One theatre can deal with 500 people, one amphitheatre to 800, one coliseum to 1,500. So, if I build enough theatres to make everybody happy, we'll get that extra 5 that we need to bring these guys up to Small Palace. And if we further do the same for the amphitheatre, we can give another 5 to bring them up to Medium Palace. Not many people know this little mechanic, probably because it's a heap of ass, but it can be done. So with a population of 4,100, how many theatres do we need? Only 8 in total, and we already have 3, so it's time for a bit of spammy spam, I think. 4, 5... trying to think of anywhere else I can shove you in, that'll do. And I'm sure we're going to need some extra for overflow, so there's a couple there, and that wasn't enough because they also want a second type of wine. Now, isn't that a problem? Well, yes and no. I am going to say that wine is not allowed here. Make sure that none of these people allow wine. And then I'm going to stop exporting wine, and I'm going to start importing wine. And much as it pains me, I'm going to get rid of our wine production here, because it serves no purpose anymore. And would you look at that? Small palaces, which demand more entertainment. Sneaky, that. It's alright, sneaky is how we operate. It's like 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. Yeah, should be fine. Double, Wait, 40 weapons? That's quite a lot. I never recommend asking for more than 30 of any good, because it just necessitates more warehouses for no real benefit. But if that's what Toga Boy desires, let's just preempt his needs with 2 whole warehouses that we shove full of weapons for him. So if you get more population, you don't keep up with the number of theatres, they suddenly devolve. Correct, Dexter Max. And you'll even get a very rare to find message that says, although they have all the entertainment that they want, the venues are too crowded, and you need to build more venues so that the patricians can enjoy stretching out, or whatever it is they do. We'll see if we can get to that. Wow, oil is down. That's a lot of devolving from lack of oil. This is why I want more marketplaces around here to cover such frivolities. You're getting the pottery, you get the furniture. I mean, it should be fine. It's just taking a while to balance out between all of the marketplaces, because these only bring 4 cartloads at a time. Even so, that's pretty good. And these are some high-level patricians. They go higher, but this is high for now. And a medium statue here, just in case you want that extra... you shouldn't need it, but just in case you need that extra desirability. What you're saying in the future, this exploit has to be considered for map making. It should be considered when you want to lower the potential for high-tier patricians. So if this map were designed around the idea that you can't have more than grand villas, well, I'm afraid I've just come along and curb-stomped that idea by bringing it up to palaces. Although there's no real difference between a grand villa and a medium palace. Hell, we could bring that image back, can't we? Where's our image? Don't tell me I deleted it. I don't think I deleted it. Here it is. Right, so looking over here at the prosperity factor stuff, a grand villa and a medium palace, the difference between them is 12 people, or 12 population inside them, 50% more prosperity factor, but once you're up to large villa, you already have plenty of prosperity factor. The tax factor barely grows. It only grows by not even 10%, so really the only difference is the prosperity, functionally. And if you want prosperity, just go for larger luxury palaces. Look at that, 1750 on luxury palace. Patricians are powerful in this game. Very, very powerful. Would getting rid of your ability to make theatres and only allowing amphitheatres make sense? It would certainly make it a little more punishing for making plebs, but it would make sense. In this map, however, that would severely limit the amount of or the level of patricians, because that's going to drop the possible amount down by 20 points. So you get 25 points for this. Oh wait, no, you said getting rid of theatres, right? Okay, so it would drop it by 15. So you get 25 from this, 15 from this, for a total of 40. Total of 50 if you have full coverage on both, which is a lot of entertainment buildings. And that would allow us to have grand villas. I was thinking Hippodrome map. Hippodrome map would probably definitely benefit from not having access to many of the lower types of entertainment. Maybe not even having anything other than the Hippodrome, because then everyone's going to have to... You're forced to link up your city, and you'll have to use chariot makers to give entertainment. That sounds pretty cool. Interesting idea. Right, we got theatres for 6,000 people. We will need to build more in the future, but for now this should be fine. And I don't really care about bringing these guys up to Medium Palace yet. We'll do so at the end. Otherwise, they just chabawa. They make me decent money. A really big reason why I wanted my patricians here was it's so close to the entry point that they will get their population moved in very quickly.
Tjenare, jag är ny här. Vet du var jag kan bo?
A long time ago, I used to think that immigrants did not go into patrician housing. I thought they only got their population through births, but I was completely wrong. These Swedish immigrants have plenty of money. They will move in there happily. Oh. Oh, I don't often get this line. This is fun. So when they don't have many other problems with your city, they'll complain about the gods.
Oh nee, de dijk breekt door. De goden moeten ons wel niet
The
haten.
tag break more? What?
Oh nee, de dijk breekt door. De goden moeten ons wel niet haten.
What in the world are you on about?
Denne guvernøren har ingen respekt for gudene.
Respect for gudene.
Les dieux sont si mécontents que même mon lion le sent.
ああ、助けて。神々が怒って僕たちを叩くよ。
Yes, die Getter sind angeriert. Wir sind alle im Arsch.
Por favor, tenham piedade comigo, meus deuses. Não é minha culpa que meu chefe louco tá te ridicularizando.
I don't buy Brelix's lines one bit. He makes for a good engineer, though. Sadly, Lucky and his donkey carts will not complain about the state of religion in my city. It would be great if he did. Okay, now this should help our favour something fierce. You get plus 25 for doing this. And we get a Triumphal Arch, which will solve a lot of our issues with desirability. Not that we have many. Hey. Ooh, I could actually put the Triumphal Arch here. Would be a pretty cool entry point. But we really don't need the desirability, but it's so cool. I'm having it. I'm gonna get rid of this and move the barber elsewhere. I guess there's fine. Oh, this could be a problem if there's evolution devolution that blocks this, so let's hope that this is as stable as a rock. No, that's not true, because there's another entry point around here that wouldn't kill anything, particularly. But I do like the idea of going through the Triumphal Arch to go and join the Patricians in their block. The only thing I really don't like about this block is 6 warehouses. It's just really ugly to look at. But at least the Patricians themselves don't need to worry about it, that's the whole thing. Every city needs an ugly part. You just gotta hide it well. Couldn't you put a single bit of road off the Triumphal Arch to prevent that worry? I guess I could do that. Yeah, now there's nothing that could spawn there, so that's a good idea. Very good idea, even. Good call, Rad Jack. I see someone knows their stuff. So these are small palaces. I can make them to medium palaces by building a lot of amphitheaters. I don't really have a good place for doing that right now. Especially since I would need 5 of them, and they're pretty chunky beasts. But that's not to say that I couldn't do so. So let's do so. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One of the biggest reasons I do not like doing this thing for entertainment is just how hideous it looks. I mean, ugh, it's just entertainment ghetto. But... Oh right, they don't all have employees yet. There we go. This is probably my favourite kind of Patrician, just because of how they look. I think they look very classy. Like I said, they don't give any remarkably increased amount of taxation over the other guys. Oh, wow, food diversity being a problem. Nah, they're just making those problems up. Actually, they are pretty short on food around here. Let me think. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say we have 900 people here. I should have plenty of food for all of that. Well, maybe not plenty, but I do have the food for that. Yeah, unless there's any labor issues, there should be no issue with getting the food. It's just a distribution issue. Because as they build up in population, they start amassing more food. And some of the ones stuck in the middle, they're the last ones that the merchants get to, so they don't get the food so much. Basically, not a problem. And they won't devolve to any meaningful amount. Not for me, at least. Okay, things are going well. This is definitely enough prosperity with all of these. Culture's not a problem. We're easily beating back the barbarian attacks. And Caesar... Oh, I forgot that he asked for all these weapons. Here you go, Caesar. Knew I was forgetting something. Now it's just a case, really, of making up the last load of plebs. I wouldn't mind making the gods a little less irritated. And we do have the marbles for that. Let's get a bit marble madness in here. put it there. I don't want to block off some stuff. I could happily put you there. You don't need road access. Ooh. I didn't expect this, but these guys do get what they need to evolve to small casa. That's pretty cute. I like it. Now we need the marbles.
Chefinho, preocupa não, ó, tá tudo perfeito, tudo funcionando direitinho, tá? Não se preocupe.
Okay, can we have a Brazilian tell us what in the world is Brelix saying?
Chefinho, preocupa não, ó, tá tudo perfeito, tudo funcionando direitinho, tá?
Because I don't believe for 1 second he's saying everything seems to be working well here. He's ranting off about La Mulana or something equally benign. Isn't small casa a huge leap? It's not that huge. He's pretty quiet. He is saying that, I think, says Dazarus. Let's hear him. Actually, let's make life easier, shall we?
Chefinho, preocupa não, ó, tá tudo perfeito, tudo funcionando direitinho, tá? Não se preocupe.
I'm not buying it. So this is horrible, right? He does me this big favor of doing voice lines for me, and I'm just throwing it in his face. I know I'm not being a very good man, am I? But you have to understand, he's asking me to trust a Brazilian. I'm sure that's possible. Don't worry, everything is perfect. Everything's working fine, boss. Makes sense. Portuguese, a truly cured language. Oh, messed this up big time. Trying to make this a good zigzag along here. There we go, that's more like it. Although I don't even want to do that because I need a granary here, don't I? Yes, I do. So instead, good thing I have the money to make these kinds of mistakes. Well, not mistakes, they're just happy accidents. So, I still need a population of about 3,000. Added onto what I already have. I was thinking I want to put it around here, but the food might be a little difficult. I need to jam in 10 farms here. Also, why is this blocked off? I should have had this opened up aeons ago. I don't think I can get 10 wheat farms here. One... And you don't even fit there, really. Let's see what I can do with you. 1, 2... 3, 4. Five, 6. It's as good as I can do for you. And I don't think they're all going to work at full efficiency. I don't think you can get to this granary in time. So that's not very good. But that's not stopping me putting down a bunch of plebs here anyway. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? I'm not even going to bother measuring mergers. It's just a case of merge or die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just say it's 5. 5 times 300, 1500. So about 20 mergers, maybe a little more should be fine. We'll just take our mergers and run. Don't trust prefectures here, so I'm going to slam down 2 there. I have 1 at the end. I have another couple here. I forget what I did for clinical health. I didn't give you guys it. Oh, crikey, this is something else I didn't give you guys. It was a marketplace. Whoops. How could I expect you guys to evolve with no marketplace? And the answer is I cannot. A lot of things I can't seem to expect out of you with this. I'm going to purge you, throw down a market here, And I'm gonna see if I can't squeeze out another merger somewhere. Is there any way? Any way at all? No. No, there is not. But what if there were? What if? No, I got nothing. If that's the case, then you guys can have 2 marketplaces. Actually, no, 1 is enough. There's no need to give you more. I'll put down another theatre, because the way I'm playing, I'm going to need quite a lot of theatres. What's the biggest population you've ever achieved in this game, Jake? Do you think it's a ballpark number? Or what do you think is a ballpark number? Alright, I have opinions on population. I've got a lot of opinions on Caesar 3, who would have thought? So I think whenever you make a map, 10,000 is a reasonable max goal to go for. Anything beyond 10,000 just becomes a lot of spamming. You spam another block and another block. And generally, if you have a population of 10,000, you have most of your problems solved in the game. So I think if you make it more than 10,000, you're just creating busy work for your player. The most population I've ever done in a single map is 50,000. Most people would need a custom map for that, but I did it on the CCK map Tarraco, I think it was. And that was a big slog. I don't recommend that to anybody. But the golden oldies who play this game for the millions of years that it's been out have had this as a challenge. You know, what's the biggest city you can make? It was called the 50k Club because the original goal was to get to 50,000. So yeah, some very big cities have been made. But the game has a sprite limit. 2 sprite limits, in fact. 1 for buildings and 1 for walkers. And I think you're allowed up to 1,000 walkers on the map at one go and 2,000 building tiles. So a weapons workshop is 1 building. This merged house is 1 building. An individual house is also 1 building. A warehouse is, I think, 8 buildings, because it counts each of the squares here that you can put goods on. So there's another reason that you don't want to be doing a large map. You don't want your player limited by technical reasons. And this is not something that has been changed in Julius, by the way. They kept the old sprite limit because if you removed that, the game would no longer be save game compatible. To change the sprite limit means changing the save structure, and one of the goals for Julius is to maintain save game compatibility with vanilla, which is a very appreciated goal. Well, I appreciate it. How am I meant to water these people, by the way? Did I even think that through? Evidently not, because I can't water these people. And there's no access to wells. Huh. All's well that ends wells. I don't really want to drag water up and along here, so actually these guys are simply surplus to requirement. Away they go. Hopefully I can water some of these guys. I don't know why I've not been thinking about water on this map much at all. Shame on me, I should be better than this. These people here are just here to make up population. And then make it up they shall. Do 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 do. If that's the case, then you can be brought much further in here. Truthfully, I don't even need this actor colony, just have another theatre, because I know I need them. Same with amphitheatre. Just see if I can try to get rid of a bit of the spammy look of them in my city. Otherwise, a school and a temple to Mars. And is there anything else you're going to need? Hopefully not. Maybe some desirability, but we're pretty rich, so I'm just going to plaza you. 50,000, good lord. I'm not sure if I have the save handy. I'm sure it's archived somewhere away in my save files, but I'm not particularly proud of the city, so I don't. You know, it's just lots and lots of small casa, and oh dear, what went wrong here? For some reason, I don't think the hospital's doing it. No, this hospital's doing its rounds fine. What about the clinic? For some reason, the clinic, I think, has stopped doing his rounds here. I mean, he's one of the smallest, easiest things to add in, but what in the world happened? Not like how much that fire's going to spread. Woo! Okay, right. Some of that was saved. Right, so something very suspicious happened there with the walking of the clinician. He just stopped going around the houses. But yeah, this is definitely how my city looks, except there's no hippodrome, or luxury palace, or grand temples. But aside from that, that's totally how my city looks. You've got to go now. It might actually be food problems, which is strange. There should be plenty of food here. 320, 320, and 320. Can't imagine how that wouldn't be able to feed enough people. It's 960 for 8 times 112 people. Perhaps I should just headstrongly believe that there are no problems with food. Or admit that I made some kind of miscalculation. Can't be right. We've got 112 times 8 here, which is 896. And I produce food for more than that, so... Nah, it's just the Patricians being fussy buggers. So you look at that, they grow fine. Although I don't like the gap that's here now. I should have blocked you in. Now we got this empty space here. I mean, I could flank it like that. The fire was more than a little concerning, though. And I'll tell you why. It's because this house didn't despawn due to this road existing. Which is a potential problem if that ever happens again. So I'm actually going to get rid of this road for now. And seeing as how that went down, I'll put in another prefecture just in case. Why is my prosperity tanking down at 38 though? That just ain't right. Ain't right at all. Just checking to see if I can grab any more houses here. And maybe... Yeah, I think I can do this. There you go. Get ourselves a wee merge here. Hard to see, but I think it'll work. Also, there were some things to care about there. Enemies at the door, Rome pays more, and Syracuse taking even more weapons off of me. All sounds good news to me. But my warehouses here aren't even filled up. I wonder if I could have you set to get weapons, just to speed up a bit of export. God, look at all of you heading over there. Why are you not delivering it to this warehouse? Ah, because this guy is... Oh, right, no, I see my problem. We are actually doing the exports, but exports should be over 32 times 3? Over 96. I want these guys filled up to the bone first. Although, they might deliver to there before... Ooh, this comes with its own problems. That's fine. That's probably fine. It might not be fine, though. Oh, that's not fine. Where do we think this is? No, Palomar likes to make inconsequential earthquakes. So this is going to be in some valley or some hill that we don't know or care about. Oh, thank God. Okay. Every time Palomar has done an earthquake, it's either been on a native trading hut or somewhere that we don't care about. So good to see that we were spared some wrath there. Very trolly indeed. Pepper, I'm sure, disproves greatly. Why's my prosperity so low, though? Ah, well, making a loss hurts that quite a bit. These guys are having a really hard time getting their food, though. And the price of weapons is going up and up, which is rather nice for me. Right, if I can't murder these guys, then something is going horribly wrong for me. But I also realize I haven't saved in aeons. We might not be academy trained, but there are a lot of us, and we do make a pretty invincible wall here. If you stack your units 4 deep, they fight incredibly efficiently. They kind of fight like Spartans, shield walling each other. That's not to say we didn't take losses there, but between that, the sticks we throw, and the desirability is an issue here, and the ballistae helping out, then there's really no problem there. I think I see the problem here to a degree. If we can even call it a problem. I think I will migrate the bathhouse and the library and put down another farm just to bolster food input, because it's too slow at the moment. Unfortunately, I've robbed myself of a lot of places to put down such a thing. Or such things. But maybe you could go here. Hopefully that doesn't cause a devolution. It does not. You might be struggling later on, but that's a later on problem. And the library needs to go somewhere else as well. Well, I can just shove you over there. No harm, no foul, no fuss. And I'm just going to shove in a wheat farm until the wheat thing is overflowing, and then I'm going to replace it with a fruit farm. The problem here is not that we don't produce enough food, it's just that we barely produce more food than needed. And that's causing some issues with supply. But I'm confident that'll be solved. I have every confidence. By the way, did Jake finish The Long Dark? Oh! Say I expected emigration. People's problems are probably with my unemployment rate coupled with my fairly high... No, it's because Rome increased wages and I didn't react. There we go, that'll keep people happy. But people could be even happier with a lovely festival to... Venus. Just a Lite festival. I'm starting to think that I have no real space to have weapons in there. I'm going to turn that off. Yeah, I need that festival.
Pomo ei selkeästi piittaa musta, joten mä näytän sille, mitä mä piittaan sen kaupungista. Jos haluat nähdä, miltä kaupungit näyttää, kun ne palaa, niin kato poika tarkasti. Päällikölle potkut perkele!
Alright, I hear you. I'll drop taxes. It's not like we're hurting on money right now. And my lovely wee festival keep everybody real happy. Just looked so good back in 1990 something. So again, there was devolution here, but the food production should deal with some of that. Hopefully the library is still making its rounds. Looks like it is. Now what's Toga Boy after? 50 weapons! 50! It's a good thing I have a ridiculous amount of weapons stockpiled. Oh, okay. So that was pretty soon after the last attack. If I wasn't so good at repelling these attacks, this could have been a problem. But as we know, I am the best. They attack rapidly though. Seriously, if I hadn't put my units here, then this would have been a constant thorn in my side. Not to mention the towers. So if I had, say... Let's say I actually thought that this was the attack point, and I put my towers here and my units maybe around here, these guys would come in and they'd have an easy way to just come up and destroy this, so... Ooh. Scary stuff. That unemployment is making my people very unhappy, and I don't have a lot of good ways to sponge it up. 500 people is a lot of people to employ, but if I did employ them, I'd be able to charge outrageous levels of tax. And I like the sound of that. Outrageous levels of... I forgot about pottery. I turned off pottery ages ago thinking I better remember to turn this back on. Right, we're going to fix this pottery issue by having a dedicated pottery warehouse over here, not here. And we can still sell excess wheat, there's nothing really stopping us from doing that. I hope we still sell those weapons. Forget the over 96 stuff, just sell over, I don't know, 50. There's obviously a great demand for it. And that way there's no problem with you actually getting or accepting weapons, because I should be able to sell tons of them. Oh yeah, crikey, we can sell loads of it. What about the marbles? Madness. But yes, with that reactivated, didn't I tear down a bunch of my pottery work? No, they're over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all fine. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, I was thinking about that woman looking at piece of fruit animation. It kind of sticks to her hand when she puts it down. Literally very sticky fingers. This is a little bothersome, but I don't want to delete you because you're full of goodies, not to mention population. There's that Rome pays more wages. Rome has almost maximized the amount of wages that they're able to pay. I'm just going to preempt it by sticking my wages sky high. Unfortunately, not looking so great on the money. Hopefully selling more of my my weapons will bridge the gap.
Zysk sprawił, że nawet zapomniałem o chorobie morskiej.
Can't rely on Neptune for this, you know. There's a temptation to get rid of my tent labor here. I hate tent labor, so, you know, if I hate it so much, why am I using it? Would necessitate something, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I might just get rid of you. Put down a reservoir here instead. I might actually get rid of quite a lot of this road because it's unnecessary. That's all we need. And with that, I can fountain up all of you. There's no problem connecting you, except you're going to get access to pottery, but that's not a problem. Ooh, the excess wheat is going to go here. Also not a problem, because we sell wheat. Yeah, that should be fine. I'll get a market lassie. I don't know if you'll be able to make that distance, but you can try. Market lassie here as well. You need fountainous access. That's right, we'll get rid of our disgraceful tent labor, I think. Now, it would be cool if someone out there could find a way to make it that tents don't provide labor. Wait, no, that would make no sense. The early game would immediately die. then maybe something like tents give very tiny amounts of labour, but now we're getting very involved in the changes that we need for that. Just thinking of ways to prevent tent labour abuse in the game. If we can even really call it abuse. Right, Mars, we might need your help here, and I wouldn't mind a library as well. Well, you're certainly going to get entertainment where you are. Mercury can overlook everything that's happening here. After X years, tents provide 0 labour. That's a little difficult to perceive. As in, how will the player know how that's going? Tents could provide just a fraction of the population for labour, since they look out for themselves anyway. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Just something to prevent little tents. Like, if you want to have labour like this, it's good to force them to be higher level housing. I don't think any of my completed cities that I keep in my vast collection of completed cities folders have any tent labour in them, because tent labour disgusts me for a completed city. There we go. Even if it's just a single solitary casa like that, and I do use that sometimes for very hard to reach places. Ooh, I've got an example I want to show with that. I believe it's Grimsby, but I also used it in Norway Home. Where's Grimsby at? There we go. Very tasteful little casa plots around here. Because of the horrible shape of this area, yet my necessity to grab this fish, I had to cram in little 1x1 casas here, and they still work fine. And if I have Norway Home, I believe I also used you here, yes, so granted I could have used this for labour, but I just wanted it on this little corner here, so we have these little small insulae.
Arbeidsledigheten så høy at hele byen ulykkelig.
Maybe someday I'll deal with my horrible unemployment in my completed cities, but no, unemployment is good. Probably. Let's get back to War Machine. Lower the threshold of riot so people have nicer housing on the map. Well, that's true. But you can get away with a few tents for labour because... Ooh, I do not think you're gonna... I don't think you're close enough to that granary. Let me think, you'd have to be 50 away, right? I don't have a good way of measuring this, do I? Let me think, that's 40. No, you should be close enough to get that. Oh, right, no, you're 40 from this point, right? Maybe. Maybe you're close enough, I can't actually tell. No, I don't think the Market Lady's willing to go up there. Right, tell you what, I can move the Market Lady a bit closer, though. Move you over here. Can move the accursed weapon workshop here. The tents will not like that, so that's why they get the ultimate plaza sandwiching. In Pharaoh, tents are horribly flammable. You don't want them near important industry. Don't you need the 2x2 water things in Pharaoh to deal with the fire risk? So it's not as easy as plunking down a 1x1 prefect. Okay, things look a lot more stable here thanks to me doubling down on the wheat production. And once the wheat is eventually piling up in the granary, I'll delete you in favour of a fruit place. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty damn good. Firefighters don't need the groundwater. Okay. Oh, it is still a 1x1 firehouse. Let's see. That shows how little I've played Pharaoh. I've got to say, this map is almost done. The only thing I need to do is cram in about 1,500 people, and that's not going to be difficult. Unless we somehow hit the prosperity cap, but there's no way. Prosperity is going up. We're even making a profit. Unthinkable. Pilot pottery here, but that's okay. Pottery, wine, furniture. The oil is a little slow to come in. Tell me, there's nothing weird going on with my oil exports, are there? Exports over 12 this time now, and I actually want more. Can I slam down a couple oil workshops, pretty please? I don't want to seal this off, so I don't want to put that there. Distant battle, so another fight is on its way. If I could just migrate 2 of you away, that'd be great. Huh. I've not left myself good space for this, have I? You're doing practically nothing there, so I think it's better for everybody if you just leave. That gives me space for 1 oil workshop here at least. And I reckon if I do that, no one's gonna mind. It's not a great design, but it'll do. They're still at least all fire protected. The only problem is if labor walkers don't end up making the loop anymore and getting stuck in that instead. Which is a real risk, so why don't we not do that? I have a better design already. Workshop for oil here, and there we go. Try to avoid having intersections whenever possible when building roads in this game. It just causes issues with the walkers.
Goed, zie je al die werkeloze sloebers? Doe er eens wat aan.
I mean, that walker has problems of his own.
Nossa senhora, que sorte que eu tô empregado com esse nível de desemprego que a gente tá tendo.
Must have made Brelix break out in hives, having to say he's lucky to have a job. Speaking of no intersections, this dead end is completely unnecessary. I will purge it and move the theatre down 1. Oh man, it's looking good. It's looking so good.
Jag bara älskar att driva in skatt från rika hus som det här.
I don't know what a rika hus is, but it sounds pretty good. My only issue is I wish I could charge more taxes. Standard problem in my life. Let's shut down a school here for giggles. Oh dear. Well, save so we're committed. Right, well, defend the Patricians at the cost of your life if need be. An attack from the entry point. Wow, I do not see that often. Look at them go. Holy moly, slow down. Slow the heckle down. Okay. Thank God that was a pathetic attack, but yeah. Those are the worst attacks in the game in my opinion. The local uprising. Those pajama warriors are so fast. They're not particularly strong, but they're really fast and diamond up innate, and that allows them to pierce through even entire armies. And then if they have an attack order, they just go for that attack order, and your troops are too slow. There's nothing you can do unless you have cavalry, but cavalry are very weak, so cavalry would die to them. Scary. Yeah, the rich very nearly got eaten, and they would have torn down my triumphal arch as well. Maybe I do want a gatehouse here, but that might just aggro them into attacking more. Scary. Very scary. Well, let's hope that was the only such attack like that. Okay, Caesar, I need requests from you, or else that favor is not going up. Otherwise, since I only need 1,500 people, I could just slam them in here. Wouldn't be a big problem. Wheat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's already more than necessary, but in it goes. There is a route around here for any walkers that want to. They of course get prefecting at the end, so that doesn't blow up in my face. Some engineering. You make sure you take the wheat. And I don't even need to loop this, it's just a lovely straight line of plebeian ways. And I'm just going to slam them down, I don't care about fishing for mergers. I only care about getting roughly 1,500 people living here, which shouldn't be too difficult. Casa are not the densest housing around, but they're not too shabby at it either. I like how the cart pusher had to rethink his directions there. Oh, by the way, how tight are we on entertainment? Good for 7,000, good for 6,400. Wait, 7,000? That means I need another couple theatres. I mean, they can go practically anywhere, but I'm running out of anywhere places. There, we're good on that for now. Or till the end of days, really. And honestly, this is too much food. I'm going to replace you with an amphitheatre. And we'll have an active colony at the end point. And if it's the end point, then it should definitely have engineering and prefecturing. And we should, of course, have even more prefecturing. Because you should not trust your buildings not to explode. One by ones get purged, the rest stay, and all is well. Ignore the sounds of people dying. I certainly do. Okay, odd of Caesar to demand pottery at this late stage in the game. If you're this late into the map, of course you have pottery. But whatever keeps him happy, because we need those requests before he gets too mad with us. Who is the Lanciavino? Lanciavino, well, that's Caesar himself, of course. Nobody throws wine quite like Toga Boy. Right, now I need a merger here. It's quite important. That's not a merger point. This looks like it is a merger point. In fact, so is this. So I'm going to put you there. Hopefully you just go over to there. Well, you do, but the others did not. One by ones go die. Any more for the merging? Yes, there are. And now we just need to make these guys grow real fast before they start hamming into my prosperity. Because I do care greatly about my prosperity. Ooh, there we go, that's a good position. For whatever reason, I'm not getting any employees over here. So this guy isn't walking properly. We kind of need that sorted out at a matter of urgency. Pretty please. I knew that would merge. But, yeah, okay, there we go, as long as you're working. Marketplace. Marketplace. I don't want to put you there, that blocks too many walkers. So I'll put you there instead. Yeah, library, I guess. Not really where I wanted you. Praise Venus. Should keep them good. Still need one more amphitheatre if I'm wanting to maintain my medium palaces, and you better believe I am. As he desperately searches for a new amphitheatre home. There we go. Looks like home to me. Well, these places are very undesirable, probably because of all the forts nearby. That can be solved. We have the money, we will spend the money. Excellent. Just wish I could be taxing my people. Again, when I don't have access to forums, there is no incentive to build things up beyond small casa. Maybe if pottery is really easy to get them, then small insulae. But the big reason you go to small insulae is because they give a massive tax bonus. Yeah, I miss the Nicky voice, I'm gonna have to bring it back. Sorry, Max, but as good as your finish lines are, you are no Nicky. And that way we get some English back.
Nossa senhora, que sorte que eu tô empregado com esse nível de desemprego que a gente tá tendo.
Once I'm done with all of the different languages of Caesar, I'm going to do a mix and match of my favourite voices from all the voiceovers. Because we've got an old batch and a relatively new batch, not to mention all the different languages that we have the base game in.
Alter, wir sind doch alle Hockenstadt. Du weiter, sonst gibt's einen ordentlichen Verhör.
Right, so actually, the problem might be favour. If I can't big up Caesar's favour to 80, then I won't be able to win the map. Because, well, that's not strictly true. I could set my salary to clerk, then I lose 2 favour every year, but I gain 3 because I give him a crummy gift, for a net total of +1 per year. But that's pretty micro-intensive, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Also, enemies at the door. Let's hope that doesn't scupper us at the very end. Favourite voices: Nicky, Aftish, Barbarian, Ninjan, the Rioter. I quite like the bathhouse lines, although they're really quiet. And there's something about the prefect that I really rather like. Maybe it's when he starts beating up the prefect. Oh, right, of course, Lucky on the donkey carts, but I don't know if I prefer English or Quebecois. And of course...
J'ai si élevé que ma femme a même arrêté de me chialer après pour trouver une meilleure job.
Oh, what was it you said? Sadistic and unpredictable? Sounds about right. I'm quite happy with this Patrician block. It's a little ugly, especially because of all the warehouses, but it is tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 medium palaces with not a whole lot. There's not even large temple spam that you would normally see for palaces. And the food is real tight. Oh, speaking of which, we solved the food problem with wheat, now fruit, just to back up the amount that I have. The production was always okay. It's not a production issue, it's a distribution issue. And now these people should be absolutely cluttered with extra food that they don't need. The recent Polish vote, oh yeah, Polish Caesar was fantastic. My main problem is that I've not been ordered... Oh no, Toga Boy did order my arrest in the previous one, didn't he? I might incite his arrest again, just for the giggles. I must say, every time I hear the complaint about Schlubers and the lack of capsalons, it warms my Dutch heart. Hang on, where's our Schlubers, man? Guys, everywhere when you don't want them, and now that you try and find them...
Vergoed, zie je al die werkeloze Schlubers? Doe er eens wat aan.
No, what the hell? What is a Schluber?
Gegroet, zie je al die werkeloze Schlubers?
Oh, tell you what, there's one guy that we never hear, and that's because it's Marek. And he chose one of the least likely walkers to ever show up in one of my games, the Tower Worker. You need at least a 2-width wall out of a tower for him to spawn. And even then, oh, can we get... There we go.
Po barbarech není vidu ani slachu. Žádná známka pro nepřítele. Po barbarech není vidu ani slachu.
There are other lines. And we'll see if we can ever have him spawn and do some proper talking. But yeah, the wall guards are practically useless. Their attacks are pretty much meaningless, and they use up too much space that would be better used up by just a ballista. And whilst they do have lines talking about the city and unemployment and gods and whatnot, they never voice them. I have never seen them actually use those voice lines. They always just talk about no sign of the enemy. If they start talking if the enemy does show up. Well, we have enemies coming soon. A Schluber is a bum. Okay. In Vanilla Caesar 3, these voice lines don't play, even if you click on them. Gotta admit, I like the Schlubers as well. Oh, here we go. Still attacking from there. Let's keep our eye out and see if we can see Marek the wall guard. So Marek knows this game very well. It's kind of strange that he chose the rarest walker to do the voice for. Well, maybe not the rarest. Emigrant. I'm not even sure if we've heard our Emigrant. I'll see if I can cheese off my people towards the end and we can listen to another BR line for our emigrant. Oh, crumbs, there he was.
Uděláme, co je v našich silách, ale i římští vojáci by měli problém vypořádat se s tímto nepřítelem. Uděláme, co je v našich silách, ale i římští vojáci by měli problém vypořádat se s tímto nepřítelem. Uděláme, co je v našich silách, ale...
There we go. The sentries have a bunch of different lines. I don't know what causes them to say one over the other, because sometimes they say, we'll beat these wimps, no problem. Maybe it depends on the type of enemy. Like, maybe local barbarians make them go, we'll take care of these wimps, no problem. Oh, I have made an error. I have left them a little gap here. A little gap that they are pushing through. Oh. Alright, take on the stick throwers. Okay, oh god, there's another attack incoming. Right, we need to get back and get repaired. That was a pretty hefty attack. And again, my troops are not militarily trained, so they fight like dirt. Which is why I need the ballistae to help us out. Scares me the fact that they were trying to funnel along here. They might have an attack order, like attack best buildings. Yes! Okay, that could be all we need to win the match. Just win, just win, just win the race. I don't care what it takes. No, that's too much. Why is it not going up to 45? Here's your incredible amount of weapons, Toga Boy. Alright, I just need 3 more years for peace. That will also get me most of the prosperity that I need. Maybe even all of it. And then we're done. Done like dinner. Although there's something to be said for the fact that I'm slightly short on the population goal. But it's very slight. Could easily be dealt with a small bit of evolution, which is a little tempting to do here. More than a little tempting. I think I will do it, actually. For that, I will need to thunk down a bathhouse somewhere. And I will. I'll put the baths here. I will put a warehouse here. This warehouse is set to get pottery. I just boxed someone in and I don't know who. It wasn't these guys. Oh, it was these guys. Right, I figured there was a way up here. There is not. But there could be. Observe. Now there should be a route around here. Oh, there's not, because of you. That's funny, but we're fine. That was close. If I hadn't noticed that, all of these houses would have just disappeared. But we caught it, so we're okay. These will grow up to be small insulae, which will allow for more population in each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It probably still won't be enough. As if Rome will not forget my loyalty. It'll be forgotten by the afternoon. Also get a little bit extra in by migrating you. Prefect here. Engineer here. I'm quite worried about this. Enemies at the door. My armies are in shambles. Could be a little spicy at the end here. Spicier than I'm really looking for. That's a merger and that is a merger. That'll be fine then. As long as they're all watered. Oh god, I did it again. We locked people out. There we go. Come on now. Get me that heavy infantry. 16, 16, 6, 13. Yeah, this is a little dangerous. This next attack could destroy us if it's as large as the last one. It's the dangers of using non-military trained units. They really do just fight like ass. Ass and chips. Let's keep those gods happy. I know, it's not a very desirable place to live here. Deal with it. Entertainment. Let me think, that's 10, 11, 12... okay, it's only 20, nearly 25. Nothing a gladiator can't solve. Truly nothing a gladiator can't solve. I just boxed in more people again. You know, thinking about it, this is a pretty tight map. It's not a huge amount of space to work with, given that you need 7,500 population, and all of this land is pretty useless. It's pretty hard to get water or food up here, and since the attacks come in here, bringing water along here is not a great option. It's kind of sad how not useful this land is. It would have been a lot more useful if this, and this were not mineable. Several people have submitted a new Pharaoh game as a punishment game. That's how bad it is. And that's probably to somebody once again asking... Oh god, Herr Commissar saying, Ave Caesar, can't wait to see Jake play the new Pharaoh. Why would I play the new Pharaoh? I haven't heard any good things about it. So, for some reason, Norwegian Bath Lady is not heading north. Well, she's heading north a tiny bit, but then just says, no, south is the place for me. Why does she do this? Is it just to upset me? Because it's working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we actually have enough food production here, so I'm going to throw a bathhouse over here. That first one was too far away from the water source. And then hopefully you will go and deal with the rest of them. And then we very nearly have the population needed. Nearly, but not quite. Oh, the army! The army's back up to snuff. Excellent. Just in time for the attack, which is probably any month now. Why don't we try our luck? I think it's just about to hit. So I'm going to pre-position. Some city builders will use foreknowledge of attacks and just always gank them like this. I don't know when this attack is coming, but I have a reason to believe it's going to happen next month. Because it's been due in a year for a while now. I think it's about to hit in... Ooh, I don't think invasions ever happen in November. I'll pull my units back if it doesn't strike in November. Actually, I don't think invasions ever happen. Oh, okay. That's strange. I'm quite certain they never happen in November, but I just got a November one. Well, what do I know? There we go. So this is just... If you do not want to mess around with the fighting, what you can do is play the game until there's an attack, save before the attack, reload and pre-position your army, and watch what this does. They just don't get a chance, really. They die the moment they spawn in. Very, very cruel. I took that opportunity because I was fairly convinced they were going to attack in the final few months of the year. New Pharaoh is insultingly bad. All Pharaoh needed was the Julius treatment. That is sad, isn't it? Well, what can you do? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing?
Arbeidsledigheten er så høy at hele byen er ulykkelig.
You're making me lykkelig. Get to work. For some reason our bathhouse lady just refuses to go south. Ooh, you won't work from there. From here? These people need bathing. They're so smelly. Go, 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 go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Whew. Now they evolve, and that should be the population space that we need. It might not be, though. We might just be a little bit too tight. No, no, we're fine. We're fine. I still need a little bit of requests south of Toga Boy, or else I can't win, though. Favor at 70, he requires 95. It got the Julius treatment alright. Which Julius? Just a little bit of desirability needed on you. There we go. Same for you. Kind of weird that the valley people get the better houses and the people up looking down on them are in crummy casas. I'm not sure if I'll eternalize this city. I'm not happy with my design with it. But I am beating this map. And the only thing that could tear my map apart now would be a gladiator revolt and a big attack. Well, actually, Caesar not making any more demands would kill me because I can't get his favor up. Not with this crummy salary. I could exploit it, but I don't like using the pay exploit to win a map. If I set my salary higher, I need to be punished by Caesar for it. Ooh, that sounded a little too, you know. Needs to be consequences for my action. That's what I'm saying. Now, my unemployment might look ridiculous, but you gotta remember that city health is good. We have all these people employed. In about 20 years, all of these people are going to be beyond 50 and retired. That gives us a very small pool of people to work with. Son of a... So actually, in the long term, this is actually a good amount of unemployment. It'll boil down to be very little. Just want to make sure everyone is living in... Yeah, there we go. Small casas, light insulae, medium palaces. It's a good setup. I don't know if that's 10% of our population in these, though. It is actually. It's over 800. It's 8 times 112. 896 people. And that's more than 10% of our population. So we get another +1 prosperity from that. So prosperity should hit 90 next month. We're not getting the +1 from low unemployment, and we're not getting the +1 from Hippodrome. But we should get all the other +1s. No, it's only going to go up by 7 because I think it goes down 1 for the unemployment. So yeah, there we go. It only went up by 7. Solving unemployment and having the Hippodrome would have just been the coup de grace on prosperity. But it doesn't matter because if Caesar doesn't make any requests, we can't get that favor up. Have you placed down your own house? I can't. The map maker decided that I'm not allowed my own home. If I was allowed it, I would put it right... I'd put it here somewhere. Don't know exactly where. But I'd figure it out. The requests are mathematically there, but you're going to have to wait for them. Okay. Well, let's have faith that we're going to be fine. Let's save the game and speed up. Hey, marble! Not what I was expecting. Stockpile marble until we have that for him. I mentioned how much I hate iron mine cave-ins. And again, it's random. They can just happen month after month after month, and there's sweet diddly you can do about it. There we go. That's Toga Boy's marbles. Take the marbles back off of... Oh, I could have imported it for him. It's cute. 78 favor. It's July. Wouldn't be enough, but starting next year I think I'll go for it. Oh, it's a dangerous thing to do on full speed. Actually, I think this necessitates a different approach. We'll try and plug the gap bigger and better like this. I'm surprised all the attacks are coming in from one place, though. Makes it a bit of a gamble. If you choose the correct point for invasion, you're golden. If you choose anywhere else, these attacks would be brutal. I kind of like it when the map maker hints to you or shows you where the invasions come from, because otherwise it can just completely alter the balance of the map. Negatively, of course. I don't mind strong fights, but I sincerely mind gotcha fights. Right, so in January next year, which is to say this year, I'm going to set my salary to ultra maximum, and we're going to win the map. So every 2 months, I should have enough money to give Caesar a big gift. Now these have diminishing returns, so 77, if I give him this gift... Wait, what do I need with him again? Ooh, this might not work out. How much do I need? 18, huh? I'm sure it'll work. So the first gift I give him gives me plus 10. Ooh, amazing! Another gift and you'll be done. Well, not quite. Second gift I give him only gives 5. And everyone following that only gives 1. It's alright, I already foresaw. Oh! Oh, well, never mind that. Caesar can have his Ooh. Caesar can have his weapons and we win anyway. But even so, I'll continue doing what I was planning on doing. We give him another gift, and favor goes from 92 to, oh, 95. I guess it goes 10, 5, 3, 1. Still, we're done here. Oh. Eating up Caesar 3 maps like candies today. I'll be honest, I thought that one was going to be harder. Let's have a quick rundown of it. So. What made this map so relatively easy to crush? The invasions were pretty big and bad, but they came from one spot, and there's plenty of place to just build around and crush it, even without military academy. Then again, if I hadn't figured they were coming from here, and spread out my army more, oh, this would have sunk me so hard. Because I think they have directions to go and attack certain places. I'm going to check that afterwards. Otherwise, there's fertile land everywhere, and we can grow wheat. Those two things combined means that food was never going to be an issue. Even this tiny amount of farmland here can feed a generous amount of people. And there's fishing. Very, very good fishing that we barely even used. So food was way too plentiful. Caesar's demands aren't really much to care about. I don't think you can make a challenging map just due to Caesar demands because of a couple of things, really. It's not difficult to make lots of a good in this game. It just really costs an upfront cost and employment, and I never struggle with employment. And secondly, you either make Caesar give you a lot of favor or give you little favor. Well, you said exactly how much. You can make it 1, you can make it 100. But the point is, if Caesar doesn't get a lot of favor out of it, he also doesn't get a lot of favor loss out of ignoring it. So you could just ignore it and pay him off or fight off his armies or whatever. And if he gives a lot, then you get a lot of favor to play with. So I just don't think... Maybe there is a way to make difficult demands, but this isn't it. Even if it's a huge amount of a good that you need to manufacture. I suppose if we didn't have local iron, and we had to import expensive iron to make these weapons, then it would be a financial burden. But between the trade and the access to patricians, finances weren't too bad. The lack of forum did mean that, yeah, taxes were not even touching wages. I could have changed that with max level taxing and using up all my employment, but trade had everything covered. I don't like not having access to forum, because it causes all this. All of these low-level crummy housing. I don't like building them, I don't like looking at them, but mechanically there's no reason to go above small casa on a map like this, because you can't tax them, so why bother evolving them? Otherwise, honestly, a fairly unremarkable map. Lots of food, not too much to worry about, and the economy was never really that challenging. Hell, your goods actually increased in value, didn't they? Yeah, there we go. We actually make a lot of money off of selling weapons, and there are a lot of weapons to sell, and a huge availability of iron to make those weapons, so not a challenging map. And then, aside from the initial puzzle, neither was Rat Race, so really, easy maps today. Perhaps too easy. Perhaps I need to go crawling over to Pain later on. Well, I've got tomorrow set aside, but I might go crawling back to my favourite stick collecting game. Now, I need to satiate my curiosity and check out some of the things behind the scene on that map. So, very nice of Palmar to also send in the map file for it. What was it called again? How have I managed to forget it? We just played it seconds ago. Rat Race and War Machine. There we go. So this is what Palmar sees. This is what they created with. Baby mode even. Speaking of baby, Young, how long have you had that DDR pad for? And how many DDR streams have we had out of it? Because I'm thinking it's long and 0 in that order, unless I've been sorely missing things. Right, so. We see the earthquake here. Could have been a cool way to shake up the map, very literally, but it was just a troll earthquake, which is a little sad. This whole area was underutilized. If this were the only source of getting iron and marble, it would have added an interesting logistical dilemma to this. Wouldn't have been too bad, because you'd mine here, manufacture here, and throw down to the warehouses here, but it would have at least put this area of map into use. As it was, there was no reason to use this area. We can't bring water here, it's laborious to bring food up here, and it's not good for building on anyway, so wasted opportunity here. The rest of it was pretty nice. Building custom around here was rather nice, especially with the jammed in food here, and using the limited availability of everything in this corner to make a patrician block felt pretty good. Yeah, I think the biggest sin are these attack points on the map. Too easy to corner and destroy. But then again, if I'd thought this was an attack point, or this, it was because Palmar said, oh, I'm not too nasty, that I dismissed those claims. Oh, I suppose the initial funds are a bit of a kicker, but the trade was so good that we were able to dig ourselves out of debt rapidly. Yeah, so we got up to this request, didn't we? We got up to the second last request. So I think everything put together gets you in Caesar's good graces, but if you had debt or failed to pay tribute much, you would have had to pay yourself extra to pay Caesar off, or take a very long game. Macedonians, fair enough. Yeah, these attack... Well, it was only 65. I know it gets boosted for very hard mode, but it was still rather small. I really think the map would have been made a lot more interesting with forum available, but in the end we didn't need military academy or large temple or the hippodrome. No gardens was a weird choice. Nothing much to say about the win criteria. These were already very high requirements, but we would have had prosperity 100 no problem. Population was a little tight, but I was building a bit fast and loose. I think this could have been a 10,000 population map, and that would have been tricky but doable. I'm glad it wasn't. 10,000's a bit of a chore after a while. Demand changes are fine. I'm glad these demand changes were quite restrained. Some people fill up the whole load of these with demand changes, and it's just like, oh, come on. It's hard to constantly keep your eye on the demands and scale your production accordingly. It's probably why I wasn't put in the game to begin with. It's an interesting way to dry up trade route, but if you put in like a wine in Route 1 goes up, and then also put that wine in trade route goes down, then it becomes a very unsettling yo-yo that's no fun to deal with. Not a challenge either, really. That's just unfair, Jake. He's still trying to figure out how to open the box. Give the man some time. Oh, come on. You know what engineers are like. When we get nada till I'm at least passable. Oh, God, I'm not planning to live to 120, young. Right, I was curious about these invasions. Did they have targets? Attack enemy army, that's generous. Enemy army... Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Attack troops. Random, attack troops. I forget, what does it default to? Okay. Attack troops, random. Attack gold stores, wow. So the local raiders that we had, coming in surprisingly, they wanted to go and tear down my patricians. Because they would have gone for the Senate. Attack best buildings. There's a distant battle, of course. That's a very cruel thing to do with local raiders. Give them a target and they just immediately set off. There's seldom much you can do about it, so I'm glad that attack was possible to intercept. But that, if that had actually succeeded, I would have been so mad, because that's a total gotcha attack. So, oh, you didn't expect this tiny point here to be an attack. Well, surprise! Bang. Oof. Still though, another map defeated. I don't think I'll eternalize this like I did Edelweiss, but good times were had. It's always a good time to be playing Caesar, but with some rare exceptions to come out of that. So cheers Palmar for the maps. It's always a pleasure to have more Caesar to play. Tomorrow though, I don't know what I'll do. We've got the day set aside for streaming and there is a temptation to go crawling back to Long Dark. But the day after that, we're going to be starting a new long play.